All right, my brothers. Appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. My sisters, my people all around. Let me show y'all the difference between my dog channel and the rest of these dog channels. Why they ain't getting no views. Why they ain't rocking like the bait, man. Let's set this thing off.
What's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first week ballin', tryna get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Every decision that I done made got me fucked up now. So on the other life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day I'm a life, yeah, nigga chasing cheese. And the same niggas that be around, they won't see all your feet. My mama been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package. I be down. Me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Fade to the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. And I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him.
Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Hold up, hold up. Red Bobby, hold up, man. Mr. 216, big salute to all my folk in the building. Magnolia, man. Big salute. Them boy gotta understand, man, this ain't the old school. Y'all want to be stuck on old school. I'm gonna drop that thing back again. My man Bernie G representing Charleston, South Carolina, man. That's how we doing that thing in the CAC, man. Listen, man, I can't help how y'all dog brothers came up. You gonna, hey, at the end of the day, you gonna bulldog or you gonna bullshit. You know what I'm saying? PBK9s, I've been giving it to these brothers raw and uncut for the longest, and I'm gonna keep giving it to them raw and uncut. Like the title say, you got your old school bulldoggers, you're jealous and you're hating. So sit back and listen.
Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now what's this gonna be? You know how I played it all. That nigga burning G. All by his bread. Now bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm all up by my bread. All by my bread. Now bitch, I'm first week ballin', tryna get my bread long. You know the game gone and my mind been blown. Every decision that I done made got me fucked up now. So on the other life I'm living, still gon' hold this shit down. Every day I'm a life, yeah, nigga chasing cheese. And the same niggas that be around, they won't see all your feet. My mama been doing bad, but I ain't going into that. I done picked that girl up when I caught my first package. I be down. Me and my people hurting for something for a day. That shit happened, the next man ain't getting nothing. Fade to the root of evil, and that's my damn best friend. I put that on my life, ain't nobody gon' fuck with him. You try to jam it, yeah, that ass getting chopped. Tryna serve, ain't got no business on my block. I bet you're getting chopped. Now either way you tryna fuck with my pop, don't believe that ass getting chopped. Now what's this gonna be?
Thank y'all for tuning back into your favorite channel, Pelican Big Dog TV and News, giving it to my brothers and my sisters every day like I always do. I appreciate everybody that's down in the chat, everybody that's watching the video, everybody that's taking care of them pets across the world, like I always say, everybody that watched the videos that I dropped earlier. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to go live, man. Got a few things I want to touch on. It just seems it's crazy to me. I hear that some brothers, man, and I'm gonna say it like this: some brothers, they just want to teach brothers to be inferior. You want to teach brothers to stay on a level to feel like you beneath people, man. You know what I'm saying? And I teach the exact opposite in this dog game. I'm telling 18-year-old brothers, you ain't no different than none of these old schoolers out here, man. I don't care about what they trying to tell you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, your dog is your dog, his dog is his dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody make you or preach to you or tell you that you ain't nobody or these people did something. Listen here, man. Like them boys say over there in that West Coast when it comes to that gang stuff. Ain't nobody bigger than the game, man. And none of these dog brothers bigger than the game. Mayday ain't bigger than the game. Tan ain't bigger than the game. Garner, none of them bigger than the game. This game been going on before all them brothers, and it's gonna keep going on. So when y'all want to hold these folk on high pedestals, like they the only things to the dog game, that's because they the only things to y'all brothers, man. They're the ones who treating these folk like that, man. And a big salute to my brother Marcel out there holding it down, man. With these dogs, taking care of these dogs the right way. These brothers be getting jealous because they dogs ain't bred certain ways. Marcel, what you gonna do about them? Or what I'm gonna do about them? You know what I'm saying? These brothers can get mad because they dogs not bred a certain way. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and they don't got interactions with their heroes the way you may have interactions with their favorite heroes, and you don't look at their heroes like heroes. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna do with them? You know? At the end of the day, I'm not built on being inferior. I'm not built on walking out the door and oh man, I gotta bow down to him. You know, I'm not about to teach that on my channel. Say what you want to say. At the end of the day, like I said, you know, a lot of brothers get it twisted. They want you to stay stupid. They want you to stay dumbfounded. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get up here and talk subliminals. At the end of the day, I've been looking at a lot of trial and error videos. Trial and error, man. You be saying a lot of slick stuff. You know what I'm saying? But in there, I wonder if you're talking about me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it 100. Is you talking about me? At the end of the day, you can't stand in my damn shoes if you is talking about me. And since you weren't saying nobody's name, you left it out there for anybody to grab. So I grabbed that motherfucker. So what it is, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk dogs. You know, your favorite hero, Tom Garner, ain't shit to me. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know, he told on Fat Bill and he shipped me out a damn dog, gave me a sterile dog. So what you got to say about that? I bought Frisco dogs from this dude in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? What can you tell me about that? I didn't just get my first dog from Tom Garner and I'm dick sucking till I can't suck no damn more. You know what I'm saying? Talk to me, big dog. Tell me if you're not talking about me. You know, because I it's not just one video. I'm looking at all your videos. It's like, damn, it's a difference than feeding off what I'm talking about and then throwing hate in what I'm doing. Dog, listen here. You don't know David Tant and all that. Dog, listen here. You ain't got no Tant dogs. Keep Tant name out your motherfucking mouth. You know what I'm saying? I done had Eli dogs. I done had Frisco dogs, Bolio dogs, Jeep dogs coming directly off Mr. Crenshaw yard. So I speak on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't speak for me. You know, it just is what it is. Talk for Sister Abigail if that's your first Garner dog you ever got, big dog. You know, don't get on your channel talking sideways. Don't get on your channel throwing out slangs and this and trying to sound all cute and this and all that shit, dog. We in Bulldog country, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Bulldog country, fam. So all that other shit you talking about don't mean shit. You know, talk to us about some pedigrees. Talk to us about shit you know and if you talking about me. And like I said, it's a different breed over here, dog. I don't just get on channels and talk these subliminal shit. That's what's wrong with the dog game now. Y'all want to be stuck on that pussy shit, man. Ain't nobody stuck on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody stuck on it. We want real bulldogs. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you ain't got no dealings with these dogs, you can't tell us shit about a fucking bulldog because they jump up on a spring pole, like you say, and because they pull a little bit of weight, like you say. We got dealings with these dogs. We know how these dogs coming out and what they doing. You know what I'm saying? And what they producing. Just because you's an old ass nigga that ain't never dealt with none of these folk, don't try to hate on me because I ain't in your situation. You know, or dealt with the dogs like you dealt with them. And like I said, if you wasn't talking about me, it don't fucking make me no damn difference. Because you shouldn't have been making a channel throwing that shit out there like that. You know what I'm saying? Plain out and simple, dog. I ain't built like you, dog. You built like a house nigga. Straight the fuck up. Your way of thinking is like house nigga mentality, fam. I'm straight up telling you, boy. You know, Garner can't do nothing wrong to you. But you, dog, listen, you's a brother who buying dogs talking about brothers who been through shit. We can't help the only people you know that been through something that's not your color, fam. That's the difference between you and other bulldoggers. You know, you don't really know no real bulldoggers that's your color until you got on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't expect you to respect that shit, homie. You know, and like I said, we don't get on our channel throwing out subliminals, hating on puppies. Listen here, man. Listen here. I can make my puppy shake, rattle, and roll, whatever I want them to do. You know, chase whatever equipment I want them to chase. Get on my level, big dog. You know what I'm saying? I do all this shit while I write a book. Get on my motherfucking level, big dog. Don't hate on me and call some old bullshit ass motherfucking Tom Garner name up and bring some bullshit ass Tom Garner dog talking about some man. Listen here, man. Get your shit straight before you get out here talking subliminals, homie. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? I let brothers get out here and you get 5 views and 10 and 20 views and you out here mentioning real dog brothers and talking sideways, man. Come on, fam. City boy, man, what the deal is? Merlin Mike, what's going on? I'm trying to figure out what's going on because like every time I turn on the YouTube, I'm seeing trial and error throwing out slick subliminals about, instead of him saying about content-wise, it's like he hating on the shit I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, dog. Like I said, I ain't studying anybody, dog. Right now, I'm studying this book I'm reading right here. This one I just completed. You know what I'm saying? Your hero ain't even wrote a book yet. Your hero, Tom Garner, ain't wrote a damn book. You know what I'm saying? But he in them folk book. I hope you heard Governor McMaster the other day when he said David Tank was the number 2 breeder, which lets you know Tom Garner the number 1 and how the fuck he slipping through all them cracks like that when everybody else getting jammed up. But that's your damn hero. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like I said before, your heroes ain't my heroes. And we ain't built the same, homie. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when you doing your live, you got 3 people listening, including one of the people that's probably in your house. You know what I'm saying? It's different, dog. You know, this straight off the humbug live. I ain't got nothing wrote down. Going straight off the dome, just listening to that whack ass shit you talking about with that whack ass title. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, dog, I ain't the one to get up here and hate on you from the side. Hate, dog, you bought views, trial and error. You look at how your channel move. How the hell somebody can get 10,000 views on one video and then you can't even get 5 people watching your live? Dog, listen, stop buying them views. If you talking about we trying to fit in and trying to do this, go worship your master and help your master build. Tell you and your master to help you build your channel up. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that high on your master, tell them to give you some interviews to help them build your shit up. You went and paid all them views for that. When you went and bought Abigail, you paid all them views to get that little video watched. But somehow or another, you can't get 5 people to come in your damn live right now. They don't want to hear that bullshit you talking about, dog. You know what I'm saying? The same way you say folk can, you talking about these YouTube channels, you say folk can see this and see that. They can see straight through you, dog. You ain't a real bulldogger. You ain't even a content creator. You just a motherfucker to get up there and talk that Uncle Tom ass bullshit. You see? Difference, dog. Don't hate on us because we got real bulldogs. You don't even know shit about Sister Abigail bloodline. Tell us about some of that shit and what that shit do without calling Tom Garner up. I'm calling your motherfucking bluff for your next video. Tell us what that shit built off of that you running, big dog. Since you worry about everybody else shit, you know, you want to jump off in that fire with everybody else and you wonder how everybody else getting them views. You want to get off in that animosity. You here now. Tell us about Abigail bloodline, not Abigail. We see her on that damn shit, running that treadmill every damn day, shaking that. None of that shit means shit. You know what I'm saying? Tell us about something, what she built off of, you know? And tell us about your cur ass hero, Tom Garner. His name don't mean shit in the Carolinas, boy. You know, I'm sorry to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is, homie. You know, like I said, I ain't gonna, go no hours and hours. I came up here to say exactly what I wanted to say, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you ain't even an old school bulldogger. You an old school nigga that just getting a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? That's what you is. That's why you can't, that's why it makes you mad for me to talk about stories from the 90s. Because what was your old ass doing in the 90s, boy? You know what I'm saying? It makes folk like you mad because I could talk shit about Tom Garner because I was buying Frisco dogs in the 90s and all them shits was black. And them boys say Frisco ain't off of who he's supposed to be off of. I make it agree with that shit because every Frisco dog I got in the 90s was black. None of them was brown, you know? And guess what? I wasn't buying third-hand Tom Garner dogs. I was getting them directly from him. You see? I didn't wait till 2023 to get a damn Tom Garner dog. Finally meet him, shake his hand, and man, oh man, they want to suck his damn nuts dry. Nah, I ain't did all that, dog. Like I said, he owe us money right motherfucking now for a dog that wouldn't make no damn puppies. Black Chance. You want to Google something? You want to Google something trial and error? Google Garner's Black Chance. That's my motherfucking dog. The bitch it wouldn't have no damn puppies. Yeah. Google that shit up since you want to talk about your hero, you know. I tell y'all boys, man, if we leave this dog game to folks like trial and error, y'all be blinded and bamboozled for the next 30 motherfucking years. I'm tired of sugarcoating this shit, man. Tired of it, man. Y'all boys walking around here, got your first motherfucking bulldog and talking all this bullshit. Straight bullshit. Trial and error, show me a fucking picture with you and a bulldog from back in the fucking days, man. I'm showing these brothers pictures when there wasn't even no phones around. Sambo pictures, there wasn't no cell phones around taking no pictures. I took that shit with a fucking yellow camera from Walgreens. It wasn't no cell phones and none of that shit snapping no pictures. Show me some shit when you was bulldogging your old ass. At least you looking old. Get your, man, listen here, man. Man, listen, y'all boys, listen here. Yes, sir, man. I'm going to be in here for a second, about to burn me one. And let me drop that link down, because I don't like to talk no trash without the links, you know what I'm saying? You know, when brothers don't make your channel and talk subliminal and make me come up here and want to say something, then you want to go back and say something about me then. That's why your channel don't get no views. Y'all not creative, man. That's why Samurai doing what he do, and all y'all around here fuck boys. Not all y'all, just the ones that doing all that sideways talking. Trial and error, man. You've been in the game too long, man, to be getting 5 views on a damn live, homie. You've been in the game too long. I expect me to not have no views on this live right now because I just did this shit randomly. You know what I'm saying? Randomly. Dog, you too old. You know, as a man, you too old and been doing this dog shit too long to be getting 5 views on a fucking live that you promoted already. To be talking about a man, you know? And then y'all boys gonna be having the nuts to say a man's name. Oh, if you think I'm talking about you, I am talking about you. Well, I thought you was talking about me, so it is what it is. If you wasn't, that's your mistake. Forget acting like a pussy on your video and not calling who name out you was supposed to be calling out from the start. You know what I'm saying? I take that. I'll be your huckleberry. You know what I'm saying? I can ride with my dog credentials. Call your hero up here and tell him, let's talk dog talk. Call Tom Garner, tell him come on my show, and I got me a partner that's gonna come up here and we got some questions to ask. Damn it. That's what you do. You know what I'm saying? Since you want to be the house nigga, call your hero, Tom Garner, you, Tom Garner, and Sister Abby Bell. Get your ass up here, and I got me a partner that I'm gonna call from the Carolinas, and we're gonna do some damn dog talking. Let's juice this shit up tonight. You know what I'm saying? Since you want to dick ride a motherfucker, you can't even call. They won't even give you the time of the day. You bought a dog from him. He don't give a fuck about you, but you willing to dick ride him for another brother, tear another brother down silently with slick little comments and shit. But hey, at the end of the day, like I said, I speak for a lot of brothers out here. You ain't got to talk. If y'all thought he was talking to y'all, fuck it, I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? I'll take it. It is what it is. I'm going to keep stepping tomorrow on something different. You know, you ain't getting enough views for me to comment damn day for day with, man. Get the fuck out of here. You get damn 3 damn people watching your damn live. You get damn 25 views on a damn video. Man, I wish the hell I would, King Scrooge. King Schools, boy, we royalty. Man, I wish I would comment tomorrow about a damn motherfucker who 75 views is all they got in the last week, and we talking about 10 videos. Man, get the hell out of Nanny Dog. Man, you better go over there. Nanny Dog them got more numbers than you, damn homeboy. Trial and error. What's going on, dog? When you ain't buying views, Nanny Dog, master of all bulldogs, and the boys got more views than you getting, dog. And you want to mention a real bulldogger name. And then how y'all boys say he ain't talking about Pelican Bay? He called everybody's name out he got respect for. He would call out J-Bo. I thought he wasn't going to call out no black people. He called out J-Bo name. So fuck it, I'm going to take that shit. Like I said, I can handle my own. I'm a grown man. I got my grown pants on right now. What's happening? You know what I'm saying? Let me get that down. Let me get that link down in that chat. I'm doing too much talking. I ain't pasting no damn links. You know, and we want to talk bulldogs. We ain't want to talk no violence, no none of that shit. Bring your dick riding ass hero. And I got me a partner up here, and then I'm gonna bring from the Carolinas, and we gonna talk to Tom Garner and see if this bitch ass wanna get up here and talk, or he wanna sell you a puppy and put you out there. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Dog, listen here, man. King Dean, what's going on? Big dog, what's going on, man? I'm just dropping in, burning me an L, speaking in my mind tonight, man, because I'm tired of turning on the YouTube, trying to respect brothers, looking at their videos and shit. But damn, it's like, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I wake up early in the morning, burn me an L to check out some of them boys shit early in the morning. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. The boys be talking about some good dog shit, and whether I like it or not, they talking about some good dog stuff. But damn, when I go to trial of their shit, it's like, he be hating on the young dog brothers, and you only want to salute. You acting like Garner them is the only people in the dog game that made the dog game. Like I said, nobody bigger than the game, dog. I'm not bigger than the game. The game is the game, homie. But once you understand that, you'll be all right. You know, the game is the game. This shit was, and it always was, and it's gonna be. Ain't no treadmill, ain't no flirt pole, none of that shit gonna matter. Yeah, I use equipment. I'm a dog trainer. You know what I'm saying? I train dogs. I write books. I give dog stories because I bulldog back in the days. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to have bulldog. I can't help you ain't bulldog, homie. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I got a dog as a trophy, you know, at the end of the day, I don't gotta do anything with this dog. You know, but I love a dog because I came up from that era. You know what I'm saying? That era when Mayday was out there. Like I said, when that dog journal was a up-to-date copy. When the 1996 Dog of the Year Sport Dog Journal was like your up-to-date copy of magazine. It wasn't no old shit. This was the current magazine, Mayday on the cover, and we talking about it. I remember that shit like it's clear as day. I can't help you wasn't there, homie. Like I said, when you hit that link, tell me where you was at in 1996. That's all we need to be talking about. Was your bulldogging in 1996, 1997, when I was buying them dogs from Frisco, when my homeboy had them dogs off China Girl and them dogs? If you wasn't bulldogging then, we ain't got nothing else to talk about. Ain't no animosity, ain't no drama. I don't feel no kind of way about you. I just wish you talk about who you want to talk about. Mention their name. You know what I'm saying? Because stuff like this happened, and you have real bulldoggers coming out voicing their opinion. Jay Boda might not do it. I'm gonna do it because I felt like you was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna tell nobody which video you got. Let them go find which one of them weak ass videos they want to look up and figure out which one you was talking about. You know? Ain't no way in hell I'll be on live 2 hours with damn 5 people watching that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? No way in hell, dog. You know? Salute to all my people from the 60s, all my people from the 70s, all my people from the 80s that been bulldogging, and the 90s, you know, and some of the brothers from the early 2000s. But these brothers get up here and get their first bulldog and get mad because I look like a young black fella. I ain't supposed to be talking about this stuff that been going on when Tom Garner them was out here, this and that. Only thing Tom Garner can talk to me about is the shit he did in the 80s. That 90s shit I know about. And that, like I said, at the end of the day, Tom Garner name don't mean shit in the Carolinas. You know? Not the way a lot of brothers try to put it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And that link down there, When you come with that link, bring Tom Garner with you, and I'm gonna bring my dog brother with me, and we go talk dog talk. If I don't bring a dog brother with me to talk with Tom Garner, pigs is flying over my damn house right now, and I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? If I'm call my bluff, call my damn bluff. But your heroes is my heroes, you know. And we don't, like I said, City Boy, man. Big salute to City Boy Kennel, man. I'm call you Mr. Switzerland, dog. You know what I'm saying? No matter what they think out there, if they know how to read between the lines, they know what Mr. Switzerland means. You know what I'm saying? That's my Mr. Switzerland. You know, at the end of the day, my motherfucking dog. Don't get involved. To them boys, City Boy get involved with everything. That motherfucker don't get involved with shit. When it come to this social media stuff and me, he didn't even know I was going live tonight. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even know I was going live tonight. But I City Boy, man, I can't sit back. I ain't even tell you how I feel about them videos. You know, hey man. And I know if I feel that way, it's another 2 or 3 brothers that feel the same way out there when they watching them. You ain't got but 20 people that watch it. Out of them 20 people, I'm one of them. You know what I'm saying? So I guarantee out of them 20 people, at least 5 of them thought you was talking about me. Yes, sir, man. Hey, that's what I hate, dog. You know, brothers want you to be inferior. Brothers want you to stay inferior. While we out here talking about we out here linked up with our white brothers. We linked up with our Spanish brothers. We ain't treat nobody different, but you ain't gonna treat me different, and I ain't gonna act like you. Like I can't see that you trying to treat me different because I come from a different demographic. You know what I'm saying? Different demographic. And I speak a different kind of way. Yeah, I was in the streets and I was bulldogging. That's the difference. I was out there with them dope boys in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Bulldogging though, but I was bulldogging. You see? Yes, sir, man. Hey, it just is what it is, dog. Like I said before, Garner no remember Black Chance. Garner's Black Chance. Like I say, look that shit up. And he's still in his name, but that was my shit. We got that dog as a grown dog. Couldn't make no damn puppies off that dog. Plus another little badass, small ass female, and then the other female that came off China Girl, like I said, you know, and plenty of them Frisco dogs, and they was pretty good themselves. And I never knocked them dogs really. You know, them dogs was some pretty decent dogs. But when them yellow dogs came, they came. And we speak about Tant because we from this side of town. You know what I'm saying? Whether I know Tant personally or not, it don't matter. I could be saying I don't know him personally. You don't know what I know. You know, we know what you don't know. And we know a lot of these brothers know how to do, man. Keep y'all brothers trying to feel small. Oh, man, big y'all and little us. Ain't no more big y'all and little us, homie. Trial and error. It's hard for you to feel that way, ain't it, dog? The only way you can feel regular is for you to feel like you under them brothers. You know, everybody equal. Get that shit through your mind, homie. You know what I'm saying? Only way you're not equal if you're not taking care of your dogs. Everybody got, I'm gonna say it like this rather. Everybody got an equal shot at it. They're on an equal playing field at the start of this game. You know what I'm saying? The choices you make and the decisions you make is where you end up at. You know, the mind frame you keep is where you end up at. If you want to stay thinking that you small, you and big them, then you're gonna stay right there. 30 years down the line, you'll be still right there. You know what I'm saying? While you walk around thinking it's you small you and big them, then you ain't gonna never try to challenge the big killer when it comes to a confirmation show, when it comes to a treadmill or weight pull or something like that. You gonna always say, oh man, my dogs ain't on their quality. Oh, that's them. Oh man, listen, like I said, this thing ladders. It's ladders to this thing. And all they was steps. Everybody's steps. They step ain't no more important than the next man's step. Don't get it twisted, brothers. Don't let nobody make you think that shit. David Tant ain't no more important than the next dog brother that's in the dog game. Garner ain't no more important than the next brother. These brothers out here, only thing different is how the laws is and how you can advertise your stuff. As far as your importance in the game, dog, everybody important. The stuff Tant and Garner them did was back in the days. That shit over. That shit don't mean shit no more. Half these dogs ain't off who they say they is. You know what I'm saying? And the other half, they ain't breeding them right. And a lot of people going off pedigrees, So at the end of the day, when you 50 years old and you get your first Garner dog, you need to stay in your damn place, man. Straight up. Big salute to them brothers that don't get involved with all that shit. And they are 50 years old and they just got their first dog from Garner or somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't nothing wrong with that. You got to start somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But don't start hating on a real bulldogger because you can't step in my shoes. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be in them other dog brothers' shoes. They ain't did nothing I ain't did already. I'm trying to do shit they ain't never did in their damn life. They shoes ain't what I'm trying to feel, big dog. I feel the shoe. Listen, only thing they did, a lot of them bulldogs was make breedings. Make breedings and make breedings. That's it. And the only way they breedings is more acknowledgeable than the breedings that y'all brothers and us brothers got today is because of laws. You can't promote that stuff like you used to promote it. You got yellow dogs out here that's just as good as Grand Champion Yellow that's not off yellow. There may be a Jeep dog. There may be a Bolio dog. You got dogs better than Eli that's out here. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get the recognition because you can't do the advertising you used to could do. But because you can't do the advertising, you want these brothers to feel like they nobodies. Oh man, these are all in all. These brothers are only people I'm gonna listen to. Yeah, that's why you stuck in that same mind frame you stuck in. That's why you're gonna always be that rock. Only gonna take this little bit of information in. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I ain't trying to be hostile. I ain't trying to be calm. I'm gonna give it to you hostile. If that's what it takes at the end of the day, man. And my bulldogs can back me up, dog. You know what I'm saying? Any way you want to do it. If you want to get out there and run on the treadmills, we can do all that. If you want to do playing with the toys, we can do all that. You want to talk bloodlines, we can do all that. Anything you want to do with these dogs trial and error, I'm willing to take you on a competitive level and do it, big dog. Show me you want to outdo me on any competitive level and call out the challenge and see how I step to the table with it, dog. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk my ear off, homie. Call any competitive challenge out with me with any of my motherfucking dogs and watch me step to the plate with it, homie. Any of my dogs. And I want to see what you can do outside of run on that treadmill. And get up there and dick ride Tom Garner all day long. Dog, listen, you should have met Tom Garner when you was 19, you old sucker. You know what I'm saying? You should have been trying to meet him then. Like I said, I don't know what you was doing back then, homie. But respect the game. Put some respect on my shit when you at least I'm gonna say it like this. You ain't mention my name. You ain't mention my name. But hey, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and mention your name tonight. Yes, sir, man. Nah, man, listen. Shit must be getting weak over there. They must be talking about demonetizing your channel. Trial and error. They must be talking about demonetizing your big dog. You trying shit, dog. And listen, man. Anybody that listen to you talk, dog, you sound like a straight Uncle Damn Tom, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Anybody that listen to that shit, man. Big salute to all my people in West Virginia holding that shit down, man. Represent with Pelican Bay. Big salute to my homie Dante. Big salute to my homie Robert holding it down, man. And these brothers get mad because I'm selling dogs. They're talking about selling this and selling that. And man, listen, get something brothers want to buy, dog. Try that. Nobody don't want to buy that shit, dog. You can't sell it. Nobody don't want to buy it. You invested in something that ain't. Listen, you don't even know why you invested in it. She looked good. I ain't gonna lie. The dog looked good. But you can't give no stories about none of the shit with the dog. All you can tell us is how good she run on that damn treadmill. You know what I'm saying? And how good she shake that little pole, or that little spring pole you have on. You don't know nothing about Tom Garner. All you know about Tom Garner, you got it out of one of the magazines. So I mean, hey, when you got 45 minutes, an hour and a half around Tom Garner personally, 2 hours. When you got 2 hours around Tom Garner, and you think he give a damn about you? Hell yeah, man. These brothers out here, your channel's getting demonetized. You can't sell no dogs. You're talking about brothers breeding dogs in heat. And as soon as they go in heat and this and that, man, listen, whatever a brother breed is whatever he breed. It don't matter to you. Do what you do. If your bulldog's jumping, that should be all that matters to you. Why the fuck did it matter to any of y'all brothers how early another brother breed his damn dog? You know what I'm saying? You don't know why he breeding that dog. That could be the last of the Mohicans for that brother. You don't know what that brother trying to do or what his program or what he got going on. That's just your hating ass attitude, all that hate shit that you was born, you came up around. You know, like I said, low drive people. Just like you got these low drive dogs, you got people, low drive people with these high drive dogs, and they get up here with your low drive mentality, wanting to stop brothers from being high driven and keep everybody down thinking weak like you. That shit be crazy, dog. You know, I sit here listening and like I was trying to say, yo, he ain't talking about you, yo. He ain't talking about you. And I really could have not even comment. I just felt like commenting tonight. You know what I'm saying? I just felt like commenting, man. Because at the end of the day, that's some bitch shit a motherfucker do, man. Get up there on your channel and talk about a motherfucker and talking about, oh, I hope he is listening. I hope he is listening. Well, I am listening if you was talking about me. I am listening. You know? And like I said, man, do something besides dick ride. You know, that's why you ain't getting no views. That's why your shit about to be demonetized. That's why you ain't making nothing on the algorithm jump when it come to this YouTube. Hey man, listen, YouTube forgot you exist, trial and error. You don't even come up when you drop videos on my shit no more. You know, you used to pop up every now and then. You don't even pop up no more, man. Cause man, brothers can look through that shit, dog. You know, brothers can look through it, man. You hope Tom Garner give you another dog or something, even though you probably bought that one. Like, I don't know, man. Y'all brothers got something against brothers who don't, you know, brothers who ain't 60 years old and they black, you know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it like that. If I had a white brother up here with me, it would be a whole different story. If I was a white brother kicking this shit, that's why I tell you, this ain't no disrespect to my white brothers. This only to some of these black brothers out here. They're never gonna see me as, oh, giving my dog credit, oh, giving my dog credentials. To them, it's only gonna be certain white brothers. They're gonna always look at it like that. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna always look at it like that. And he one of them. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad because I got white friends, black friends, Spanish friends. That's why I'm the bulldog I was. That's why I was able to see the kind of bulldog I've seen in the 90s, because I wasn't on that stuck in the mountain shit like you on. You know what I'm saying? I was in the hood and I was still hanging with my white brothers across this place, across that place, hanging with my Spanish brothers over here and over there. In the hood, though, you know, just because I'm in the hood, what that's supposed to mean? I can't be country? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I got the best of both worlds from the time I was 15, 16 years old. You know, living a country boy life while living a city boy life at the same damn time. You know, I can't help that shit, homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I say before, man, when you mention J-Bo name and you mention all of you mention Tom Garner, you mention Mr. Garcia, that's all good. Like, you know what I'm saying? We expect that from you. And then you mention J-Bo, that automatically threw a shot at me. Because I'm the only other dog channel to be up here talking about that type of shit. So, like I said, dog, that's why you don't get views and I do. Because you waste a whole week throwing subliminals and I just get straight to the point. We 39 minutes in this shit, dog. You know, and folk know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? They done sent you the message already. You probably in here listening to it. You probably one of my biggest fans. You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact, the only way you can be making them comments you making is if you watching my shit. So at the end of the day, dog, like I said, I don't got no disrespectful stuff to say about you, like as a person. Like all I can say is, man, don't hate the next brother. Don't when I say stuff about Garner, don't get in my motherfucking business, homie. This is a me and Garner conversation. If I'm talking about Garner, if I say anything about his dogs or whatever, this is a me and him conversation because we are peers, dog. We not the same age. No, we not the same age. But if I rolled in the same time frame that you rolled in, we fucking peers. Anybody that rolled in the golden era, we all peers, man. If you didn't roll in that golden era, you not my peer, homie. If you just start bulldogging in 2010, 15, we not peers, dog. You from a different generation than me. You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I had to beg my mama and them to get me a bulldog when I was 14 years old, trying to get me a bulldog then. You know, my parents, I ain't saying my mama, my daddy, and my mama, because both of them was there, begging them to get me a bulldog. 15, 16, I got me a bulldog. 16, 17, we in high school, we rolling with Crossroad by then. Talk to me, man. The boy know what Crossroad, what he was about. I just keep calling Crossroad because he was a good dog brother back in them days, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, Crossroad fucked me over in the game. But you don't even see me get up here and dwell on that. I don't even get on my channel and dwell on what Crossroad did to me in the game. Straight up gave me up to the man. You know? But I'm past all that. I'm a grown motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? We talk about the dogs. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm just going to keep it real with my brothers down in the chat. You know? Yeah. Crossroad, he got me and another black brother from around here. You know what I'm saying? And I think he got a white brother from around here. But he ain't get Victor. He ain't get Mr. Crenshaw and them. You know what I'm saying? No, he ain't get none of them. You know? But I don't never talk on that, dog, because our good days with Crossroad was way better than our bad days. You know what I'm saying? And I was with him through the whole process. So I know when your mind start fucking up on you sometime, shit can get like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I talked to him already. I was working at my job about 2016. I was working at a restaurant. You know, I looked them up. That's how fucked up this Google and all that shit is. They can get your phone number. I looked them up because I know his real name. I knew where he was from, and I knew his parents and all that. What part of New York he was from. I wasn't trying to do him no harm. I called him up, not even expecting to get aired. Yeah, you know, he say, hello. I know his voice. Hello. I said, hey. I said, it's Hirsch, man. What up? He was surprised to hear from me because we left on bad terms. He thinking I'm trying to fuck him up or something. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? All that shit over, man. I just want you to come up here and talk about some dogs with me on my new YouTube channel. You know? Man, fuck them dogs, man. I'm fishing. Me and my wife, we selling the world and we fishing, man. That's what Eric's exact words was. You know what I'm saying? Exact words. You know? And Eric, I speak high on Eric, man, because he was the type of bulldogger that y'all bulldoggers would have loved because he wasn't focused on one bloodline yet. Eric had the key to success in his yard, and I say this to this day. If he wouldn't have got out the game and that wouldn't have happened with him and his old lady and his yard man and all that, Eric would have been the number one breeder today over Garner because he had a different mentality. He was flashy like y'all brother, unless he would have got busted. He was flashy like y'all brothers like, the fast cars and all that. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, he was a real bulldogger. You know what I'm saying? He was a true bulldogger and he knew his bulldogs and he had the top dogs from all the top bulldoggers around. Crenshaw, Burns, like the brother said, the termite stuff, this dog, man, he had the top dogs and he was dealing directly with these brothers. You know, so I gotta give him his props, man, because you don't know how good you have it until 15, 20 years later. But brothers get jealous, Marlon Mike, man, brothers get jealous and be like, oh, I ain't supposed to tell my story. Dog, I can't help you don't got a story, fam. You know what I'm saying? You know, can't help you don't got a story, man. Eric got busted for growing that weed, man. Listen, man, at the end of the day, them was the good old days, man. Them was the good old days. We could never go back in time. We ain't trying to go back in time. We were just blessed to be there and still be living and talk about it now and still able to have our dogs and know the right things to do with these dogs. That way we can still move forward. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of brothers, like I said, want you to stay dumbfounded. They want you to stay inferior. You know what I'm saying? And don't want you to reach, to strive to be successful, man. Everybody can be, listen, I'm going to use this person as a model. as a model, you know what I'm saying, and only as a respectful in respect, you know what I'm saying. Everybody can do their thing mainstream like Chico Lopez doing it. See, we may not like Chico, but the man did his thing mainstream with the dogs as far as putting his dogs out there. Everybody can do that, dog. Everybody can get that real money with these dogs, man. You sitting around bullshit. These folk want you to sit around and think you can't get real bread with it, man. You don't see that brother out there talking about no fighting and none of that stuff. You see him advertising and getting his dogs off to the right people, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. These brothers want you to stay with that small mind frame, keeping that small way of thinking, man. The world is too big. It's too many people that want to do too many things with these dogs. We can't help y'all brothers want to stay stuck on stupid. You know what I'm saying? We can't help that, dog. Like I said before, I take a game bred dog and make them do the same things a Belgian Malinois do. And then what, you get jealous because of that? You know what I'm saying? Tom Garner can't do that shit. Then what you say, oh, Tom Garner, listen here, I did what Tom Garner did. He sold dogs, I sold dogs. I rolled dogs. I don't know what he rolled. You know what I'm saying? I rolled the motherfuckers. I'm going to tell you what I did. I can't speak for what Garner did, but I'm going to tell you what the news articles say. He was rolling the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? David Tate in that situation say he was rolling them. So we did the same damn thing. What else he did I do? Like I said, I ain't never seen no book Garner wrote. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never seen no dog Garner train. Man, listen, we putting these shits on levels. These old school dog men never stepped on, man. So don't ever bring that old school dog talk to us, homies. You know what I'm saying? You know, we trying to graduate this shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? We making CEOs in this dog thing, man. That's the type dog man we making, CEO dog men. We trying to groom CEOs, man. You know what I'm saying? Entrepreneurs is what we trying to groom. We ain't trying to groom them dusty, them dirty dog men that want to stay fucked up, thinking one way back in the backyard and talking shit. Ain't never bulldogging, talking nonsense every damn day. Talking about you working 12 dogs on a treadmill at one time, and I can't even work 2 damn dogs good. You know what I'm saying? Nonsense, man. Hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. 47 minutes in, man. 47 minutes in. And like I said before, I dropped that link for anybody that want to talk dog talk when it comes to bring Tom Garner with you. You know what I'm saying? Trial and error. You come up here with Tom Garner, your mentor. I want you to see, get on your channel and call Tom Garner. If you won't come on my live, get him to come on your live and see how much he mean to you. How much you mean to him. You know, don't get up there crying. Let us hear the whole story. You don't call him for 2 months straight, begging and dick riding before you finally get him up there for an interview. You get mad with me because your hero is my peer. Merlin might say he should have been smarter than that back in the days. Dog, you ain't the only one, homie. I should have been smarter than that, dog. Like when I say all them dogs coming off of Jeep, all them dogs coming off of Don's Turtle, all them dogs coming off of Yellow Suns, AAA, Toe Jam, man, all them dogs coming off of the Frisco dogs, the Chinaman dogs, we had a couple off of the Spike stuff. Man, if we would have knew what we knew now, you know, as we got older, man, my goodness, you know. But it is what it is, man. Like I said, man, I tell brothers, man, I call my man over here who had Cruz Rocky. You know, them my homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Who had Cruz Rocky, who sold them to Mr. Cruz before Mr. Cruz got them. They're my homeboys, man. You know, I can't help who your heroes is, but they're my homeboys. They ain't my heroes, they my homeboys. King Lone Swipe, wherever you is out there, King Lone Swipe. Man, I meant to tell you, dog, we got a little part in the Pitbull Encyclopedia King Lone Swipe for them Pitskis, dog. I put them Pitskis in there for you now. You gotta buy you a copy of that book, King Lone Swipe. You know what I'm saying? I had a reason to put them in there. For anybody that already got it already, you know what the reason was. You know, but I put them Pitskis in there, dog. You know, and big salute to all my folk on the West Coast, man. all up in California, all Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying? All Nevada, Arizona, Washington State, you know, all my folk on the west side. Big salute and big shout out to you. But man, listen, man, and like I said, I wake up, I burn me an L, listen to a little bit of that Summer Ride when he start that thing up early in the morning. Check me some of that out, and then I get my day started. I got some videos that I've been working on already that I've got for y'all coming tomorrow with me and Fletcher, me and Mellow Yellow. I'm trying not to do too many videos out walking out different places. I'm letting Mellow Yellow rest a lot. I really let my females, once they get pregnant, I kind of put them on leave. They can just rest and chill. I do exercise them and stuff, but I let them chill, So, you're going to see less and less videos with her. And like I said, I got some stuff dropping tomorrow, though, man. I just got tired of it, man. Just got tired of sitting back and you just listening. Like, it's a difference when a brother hate and say your name, but it's a difference when you never even said nothing to a brother. I be talking about these other dog brothers that I had interactions with, and you want to get mad at me. That's the reason you can't say my name, because I never said your name. I was talking about your hero, and because I'm talking about your hero, you mad at me. Dog, you should have been with me when I was in the kitchen. When I was shooting that ball in the gym, you should have been with me. Like I said, I don't fuck a damn ego right now. I don't give a damn about how you feel about me and this Bulldogger as far as, oh, he's not a Bulldogger in 2025. I don't got shit to prove to nobody. And none of this modern day shit. I did what I did. I say I did what I did. And I wasn't no damn hog hunting. I was bulldogging. You know what I'm saying? Bulldogging. But guess what? Like I said before, you can put me in the hottest kitchen, in the microwave, in the stove, melt me all which kind of ways you want to melt me, and you still wouldn't get me to fall in that dog game right about now. For those who can't break that lingo up that I just said, that means no matter what you do, you can't force me to be a dog fighter, to do anything involved with that type of stuff in modern day time. That's what that meant that I said just a few seconds ago. Big salute to Vested Kennels in the building. Big salute to Vested Kennels in the building, man. Hey, man. Hey, one thing I want to say to everybody about my book, I appreciate everybody that's buying it, going to buy it, and keep this in mind. I'm not perfect, man. I'm just like Mr. Richard. He not perfect. Miss Diane, she not perfect. Any other author. I don't mean mistakes perfect. I mean, I'm just giving you the dog game from my vision, from my view. That's all any brother or any sister can do when you give a story or give any kind of autobiography or biography or fictional book. I mean, non-fictional books or stuff like that. So I appreciate everybody, man. And like I said, I'm just trying to do the right things out here with these dogs. Writing is something I like to do. I got a story about a dog named Buck that I wrote. It's straight fictional. I'm gonna put that out after a while. I've been putting a lot of them short stories out, but I'm gonna put this out, little short audio stories I'm talking about. I'm gonna put this whole story out at one time. I'm not gonna put it like part 1 and part 2. I'm gonna put the whole story out, that way you can get the whole story. But it's a pit bull story about a famous dog named Buck from the Charleston area, and he became famous, but not by how y'all think he became famous, but he became famous and he was in the box as well. I think it's a great fictional story, but I'll let people check it out and judge for yourself. I have that out within the next couple weeks. I've written that shit a few years back. I'm just gonna get it pressed up to where, audio form. You know what I'm saying? So I have that out for you in a couple weeks. It's called the Legend of Black Swamp, the Buck story. And like I said, it's straight fictional. It's not about no real dog, straight fictional, but just coming from a Bulldogger mind frame. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I don't got it's much. I still watch trial and error stuff. It just, I don't understand why you get mad, dog, because, brothers got their own opinions when it comes to them folk that you look high up on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad at me because, like I said, the people that you look high up on, I look at them like we always going to school together. I mean, like, come on. You can't, like, the brothers who went to school with Tom Brady, the brothers who went to school with Michael Jordan, You look at him like Michael Jordan, but these brothers went to school with him. They look at him like Jordan, but they look at him a different way, man. That's my peer. The brothers who play with Jordan, they look at him different than a person who watching it from the stands. You know what I'm saying? When you're watching it from the stands, oh man, hey, I'm gonna say this, D Block. Let me put you up on the screen so I remember what you said. But when you're watching it from the stands, you looking at a different Michael Jordan. You got a different feel of Michael Jordan than, and a different, a way of thought of Michael Jordan than Scottie Pippen, B.J. Armstrong, Cartwright, and them brothers. Them brothers gonna tell you a different part of Michael Jordan, and they're gonna feel differently than you feel because you's a fan. So don't get mad at me because I'm a Bill Cartwright. Don't get mad at me because I'm a Scottie Pippen or a B.J. Armstrong or John Paxson or Steve Kerr or something. You know what I'm saying? We all peers. I don't gotta be the Jordan. And at the end of the day, I tell any dog brother this. Our goal ain't to be the top dog brother. Our goal is to make better dog people out here, to make better dogs, man. We don't care about being the top dogs. When you look at my pedigree, that's what you think, though. That's what gets you blind with all that hate. You look at that pedigree, and that shit is blind you like a diamond shining in your face. You look at all them yellow John dogs and that red boy Jocko shit, and I be up here talking about them dogs, talking about the brothers that I know that had them dogs. And man, that shit blind you like a diamond, dog. Like I said, fam, it's much love to you. Keep doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You take care of your dog. Your dog look damn good. I'm gonna straight up tell you, homie, your dog look good. But you step a little out your league when you start talking that talk about if the shoe fit, wear it. If you think I'm talking about you step a little out your league when you say Brother Garcia, Tom Garner, J-Bo. Who else you talking about? Buck. You can't be talking about Buck because you would have said Pelican Bay and left off Buck. You left Pelican Bay off for a reason. And I'm good with that, though. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Like I said before, the more things you try to do right with these dogs, the smaller your crowd get. You know what I'm saying? Smaller your crowd get. Yeah, man. I get up there tomorrow. I show y'all a little bit of moves with not Meliella, with the rest of my dogs. Show y'all a little bit of equipment work. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, some people got it with these dogs. Like I said, you had to be talking about me. You talking about some people don't touch these dogs till they click on a camera. Like, you kept being persistent about a YouTuber talking about these dogs. You kept being persistent about that. So it had to make me think you was talking about me. You know what I'm saying? And D Block said he smelled a digital dog show call out. Nah, hey D Block, I been did that, dog. I been did the digital dog show call out since I heard the brother somewhere say you could call out people amongst the community for that. I did that already. That's cool. I call out Trial and Error to do anything on his channel with his dog that I can't do. And I guarantee you, that same day, I'll do something with my dog that he can't do. And I'll do what he can do. And I say, respect my motherfucking name. And respect my game. We let the dogs do the talking, homie. Let the dogs do the talking. Hey, that shit make them boys mad because I talk shit about Garner. Yeah, they'll make them mad, boy. Garner got a nice setup. That's what he'll do. He'll do a whole channel talking about Garner's setup and comparing the setup to my setup. Man, listen, we different, dog. I ain't trying to be him. You know what I'm saying? That's far what I'm trying to do. Man, the brother got a nice setup. But like I said, did y'all brothers hear what Governor Henry McMaster said the other day? I'm gonna repeat that. Trial and Error. I hope you heard that too. Because I need for you to explain to me what McMaster talking about when he say David Tent was the number 2 breeder. So who was the number 1? And if they know David Tent was the number 2, that happened in 2004. Why? Oh my goodness, we in 2025. And then, oh man, talk to me now. You don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about some kind of a legacy somebody built and this and that and what kind of uh, uh, game these brothers built for these brothers. And man, come on, man. Like I said before, man, Garner ain't no different than Merlin Mike. Garner ain't no different than D Block. If D Block take care of his dogs, best of concepts, take care of his dogs. Only thing different than Garner is he got a bigger reputation, a bigger fan base. You know what I'm saying? A bigger fan base. You know
What's good, PBK?
what's going on? What's going on with your brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, man.
I ain't
If
I ain't
if
I ain't talking too loud for you, am I?
Nah, you're great, man. You sound loud and clear.
Yeah,
If
what's going on with your brother? Talk to me.
if anybody in this place believes that Tom Garner can buy known champions that he buys back and get away with what he does for all this years without giving up some cookies to those crumbs, you're out of your motherfucking mind, people. Come to reality.
Yep, that's 100% right, man. You
And that's
100% right. And you,
look, you
go ahead, go
look.
ahead.
I ain't in the states no more, so I don't give a fuck. But the whole thing is, it's over with. The dog game, what it used to be, that's history. These motherfuckers is flying drones, and everybody will snitch on their mother to get away, and that's facts.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you ain't the first person I heard say about the what you said about the buying the champions and all that stuff like that. You know, uh, and
Who
like,
who else can? Who else is doing that and getting away with it and openly advertising it?
mm-hmm.
Name one
Yep.
person in the U.S.
Yep.
Name one. Name one that's been doing it for over 25 years. Name one that ain't gone, knocked off. Bye. I'll
Yep.
wait.
Yep.
If anyone
And,
can tell me different, I'll be happy to listen. Just let me know.
and that's the same question that everybody be asking. Same question everybody asks. You know, what makes this brother different than this brother? You know what I'm saying? When they saying this brother doing something, and then you got, like I said, you got the governor that straight up get up here on TV and say it to y'all face. He ain't say a name, but if he say David Tate was the number 2 in 2004, who else was he talking about?
I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, and I'm not saying I didn't never get no dogs from Tom. I did, but we're talking about the early '90s, mid '90s,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yep.
every dog back in the day that came up north from that shit went in the bottom of a trash bag, and that's facts.
Yep. And,
That ain't bullshit. They was all $300 curse. Shit, I remember I got 3 puppies down there from 'em that was supposed to be off of Frisco for $600. 3 puppies,
for 600 a piece, or you mean 600 together?
600 all together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put them. They was probably made. They couldn't have been more than 19 weeks old at the most. 2 black ones and a buckskin one.
Yeah. Now the Frisco dogs that we got from them back in the days, they was no, they was pretty decent. You know, but
I can't say I've actually seen many of them.
yeah,
Now biting, yeah, it is biting.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
then if you had a smart one, every single one of them I seen it pack it in. I just didn't. I mean, I know people from up north that was spending thousands and thousands going back and back. So many different people. They was all doing the same things, and then all of a sudden they started flipping. I started seeing triple Frisco dogs that was red. I'm like, what the fuck?
yep, yep. And see,
Come on.
yeah, I didn't even know. I didn't even. I bought a dog from him probably in the early 2000s, and then he started having them red dogs, and I was like, dang, he got the red noses now.
Well,
This is probably in the mid like 2007 or something like that, maybe 8.
yeah. The only thing I ever had worth a fuck from him was a dog off a Stonewall a long fucking time ago. Long time ago. And it was owed to him, and the dog got sent to him. It might have been from Frank. Don't get me wrong, I can't remember. But it got sent back to him. I offered him 500 for the dog off a Stonewall. and I went and he worked out to do a couple things, and he was a good one, but he didn't make it, and it is what it is. But as far as everything else, Frisco dogs, I don't know. You don't. Tom ain't going to have heavy Frisco dogs there. He ain't even going to fake it on pedigrees no more. They ain't. They never was worth a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that
Mm.
and that's speaking from shit I see with my own eyes. That's just facts. It ain't like hating or nothing. I mean, it is what it is.
And that's the thing, man. A brother feel like because you seen it with your own eyes, a brother feel like you hating or this and that. Nah, man, I seen it. You seen it with your own eyes, and you
Well,
gonna, that's your story.
I mean, I'm talking about. I was down there and seen Frisco alive on the yard before he was an old man. So how you gonna tell me? When my
Yep.
ex kennel partner lived out California, he seen Frisco before he ever even got sent back this way. So what you gonna tell me about that dog?
Yep.
Come
Yep.
on, man, stop it, people. You don't think there's no people that got a little age on them still around and know stories?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're
And
right
you
about
and
that.
you got to think about it too. He's literally had his hands on every fucking bloodline known to man, and that ain't no joke. If you don't believe me, research it.
Yep.
People want to know him like for Chinaman and Frisco. Man, he's had grand champion snake dogs. He's had sons and daughters of Jeep. He's had sons and daughters of Bingo and Red Boy. And he's had all that shit, man.
Yeah.
All that shit. That ain't nothing new. And as far as people trying to promote that fucking Durant's fucking Red Man dog, none of that shit really wasn't worth a fuck when Durant had it. That's why nobody was fucking with it. The only time it was ever any good is when we had one daughter up Maryland when I used to live up there named Champion Baby. And
Mm.
and old Ward took her down there, and everybody didn't want him to do the breeding. He took Champion Baby down there and bred that to Weirdo, Long's Weirdo, and that's what we created Champion Ruckus and and one time went in Africa and two-time Showtime and and Brian's old Red Rage dog and most of these dogs that would have been Rhyme out that litter or Champions almost the entire fucking litter. But
Nah.
other than that, you talking about you tripling up on Red Man and quadruple that shit don't work. Never has.
Hey,
Just
and
like
I oh go ahead, go ahead.
just like when old girl Stephanie, if anyone remembers South Block, okay, she was a good friend. I like Stephanie a lot. God rest her soul. She passed away in a car accident many years ago. But she fucked with Durant back in the day, and she'd be the first to tell you can't fuck with a pure Cottingham dog. They ain't worth the fuck. So, but her champion teddy bear dog and those ones, they was all crossed. There was a Cottingham dog and the Eli, and then they had a Cottingham dog into a Turtle Buster, something another dog that was a two-time winner. That's a pretty good one. But all that rest of that shit, man, no, that. Mm-mm. If anyone thinks that shit's real, you're out of your mind. He created his own databases and things like that because ADBA wasn't recognizing none of that shit. Do y'all forget that?
Hey, and that's what I'm looking at, man. That's what I be trying to say too. It's like just like you said, he created his own database, so he don't have to worry about none of that. Whatever he says off of is off of.
Yeah.
And the red man, I think the red man only getting props the way he getting because he's supposed to be coming off of the red boy stuff. No, I don't really think nobody even, far as a whole bunch of good dogs, nobody can really tell you a whole bunch of good dogs coming off of red man, bred solid, heavy red man all the way through. Maybe
It,
one here, or somebody come up with one, but
look,
not no boatload of them.
none of it was working like that when Durant had it.
Yeah,
Durant was doing crosses himself with that shit. And don't get me wrong now. Don't get me wrong. Through those 90s for a while, Durant was on a hot streak. That motherfucker was busting ass up and down the East Coast. I ain't gonna lie, he was busting ass. But it wasn't no pure red man dogs. It wasn't none of that pure Medlands outlaw shit that was working like that. It was all outcrossed different ways.
yeah,
That
yeah.
pure stuff don't work. It don't do nothing for you. The worst part is most of them it wasn't even game.
Mm,
And that's facts. I mean, that's sons and daughters. And if anyone don't believe me, tell me I'm lying here. As soon as you walked into Durant's garage, he'd have a little something set up there and tell me to the right hand side, because if anyone knows Durant knows he like little race cars and shit like that. When you walked into that garage, tell me there wasn't a race car always sitting to the right hand side, and he'd always have the thing set up on the left.
Yeah.
I guess that's bullshit too, huh? And then the dogs be back down over the hill. Yeah, okay, right.
Yeah. You know how it go, man.
And you know what? And you know what happened that day when we went up there? We came up from North Carolina. Matter of fact, um, Sonny and Mr. Holt knew him very well. He got shot and killed at his place, but his name was Bud Melton. Okay,
Yeah, I heard. I know you talk about.
yeah, I used to live in North Carolina. Me and Bud was partners. All right, I've been to Sonny and Mr. Holt when he was still alive many a time. We went down there and bred the champion Little John. We seen champion Little John go. We seen champion CP go. We seen all them motherfuckers go. All that shit. We seen them go. If you remember another name, do you remember a dude named Off the Chain Sammy that used to be the financial backer for Walkmall? Because I do.
I don't remember him.
Yeah, he used to have a little side gig he was doing.
Okay.
But if you talk to them and say that just like that to them, say, do you remember Off the Chain Sammy? And ask them, do they remember like a fucking 14-time off the chain winner off of triple A he had?
Damn.
I'm
Damn.
not even joking. Like the motherfucker would be like, look, I got 20 right now. They'd be like, what do you mean 20? I got 20 racks. I'll just pop them off right now. What you got close enough for weight? I mean, that's how he did things.
Now, the first one I got off of their stuff was off CP. It was off
Mhm.
CP, and one name Red John.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was, I
Yeah,
heard.
if you look, they still got some of that stuff mixed back through there. You'll see Melton something and shit like that. Matter of fact, I think he was the only one that got to breed the Hitler before he was gone.
Okay.
You remember
Okay.
Hitler?
Yeah, yeah. If you ever hear my stories about Sambo, when I tell you about Johnny Wonder, that was Hitler's son.
Oh, okay, okay. I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah, that was one of Hitler's sons that I got.
that was Hitler was a bulldog. He wasn't the fanciest or best one in the world, but as far as a bulldog, he's a bulldog.
Yeah.
That was a good motherfucker there. Yeah, and he'll remember. He'll tell you. He even gave my boy Bud a double Big John. It was Big John to Saber back to Big John. He
And
gave he gave him a female out of that. Gave it to him free. We went down there and picked her up, puppy.
he uh, was she nice?
Well, we didn't get to raise her up. I came back up to Maryland, was doing some things up Maryland, and probably I was gone for about 2 months, and somebody came in there and blew his brains out.
Dang.
And then he
Taught.
was on the news, and they confiscated all the dogs, and then they tried to get Vic involved in shit because he sold Vic a couple dogs, and it was a whole fucking thing, man.
Damn.
Mm-hmm.
Mm, dang.
Yep,
Yeah.
that was a whole thing.
Yeah. Them dogs be getting crazy out there, man.
But man, that bitch was tiny as a motherfucker. I bet you she wasn't gonna be more than maybe 30 pounds or something.
Dang.
Little tiny bitch, man. Probably because she was inbred like that.
What color was she?
Little red bitch, red nose. She kind of
Dang.
had some bow-legged like in the front a little bit. But I
Mm,
mean, you gotta figure Big John to his mama, then bred back to Big John. You talking triple saber.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, who knows what she might have been? I mean, she wasn't gonna be the prettiest thing in the world. I could tell you. I could tell you
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, matter of fact, here I'll tell you another story about Bud. Okay, you ever heard of a dog that's a supposed champion Rommel buck?
I want to say I heard of that.
Okay, I believe Rommel buck was off of Stone City, Sarkel to something. I can't. Champion Rommel. You remember the blind dog, Champion Rommel?
I heard of that dog before.
Okay, it was Champion Rommel to a bitch named Sarkel. Okay, just kind of like the Red Boy Jocko with a little touch of Jeep and Sabolio.
Yeah.
But anyways, me and Bud went and looked at him, and he looked all right, and then we went and looked at him a second time, sometime down the road, and the motherfucker just looked like shit. And the boy was like, "Look, man, how's he bred? Blah blah blah." Well, I know somebody that'll buy that motherfucker right now, and I'll be honest, I mean, I would have knocked him in the head. I mean, that's my honest opinion. This motherfucker gets sent out to the Midwest for like 5 racks, and then I'm not even exaggerating. Like 3 months later, he claims the motherfucker's a 4-time winner. I said, "What the fuck?" That motherfucker couldn't have whipped the poodle. Yep,
Damn,
straight. So if you see Rommel Buck in your pedigree, run, run.
damn,
Because I'm telling you, that motherfucker couldn't whip your German Shepherd next door.
damn. And
Uh,
he was a 4-time winner when you saw him again.
Yeah, 3 months. That motherfucker won 4 in 3 fucking months. I looked at Bud and fuck me and him just laughed. I was like, yeah, okay. He was advertising as that. I said, oh my God.
Damn,
If I ever see that motherfucker even in the 5th generation, I'm gone.
damn.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's
But
messed up.
we was around all them guys. Let's Vernon Jackson. He came out there, sent a bitch out there named Pearl, all white bitch. I don't know if you remember Vernon Jackson or not, but he's from out the Midwest. But he was involved, like the Mayfield blood and shit like that, like the original Don Mayfield, not that fucked up American Bulldog Rod Kirshner shit had. But
Mm-hmm.
like real old Mayfield dogs. He sent a bitch out there named Pearl that was supposed to be a one timer, a killer, this, that, and the other. And
Yeah,
we went. We ain't. We don't give a fuck. Okay, she's this, that, and the other. Man, we went to that bitch. Man, I'm not even lying. It was over in about 9 minutes. I said, good God Almighty, that bitch could
damn,
bite.
damn.
I don't know whatever happened to that bitch. I don't know. I tell you one thing, man. As soon as she touched you, it was a wrap.
That's the Vern. You talk about the Jackson with the Hank dog.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, yeah. I had did an interview a while back with a brother. I think it was one of his partners or a guy that was dealt with the dogs with him.
Uh,
But I
Vernon,
wasn't.
Vernon, Vernon was a good man. That was a good man. He passed away now, but yeah, Vernon was a good man. Shit, if he was alive, he'd have to be in his goddamn 90s or something.
Damn. Yeah, we was talking about how good Hank was or what Hank had did and why he didn't. I think either he had died or something, or he had told me that he told what the story what happened with Hank. And
I think Hank passed away at an early age. I don't think there was ever much off of him, to be honest.
yeah, yeah, that's why I think it went like that too. Wasn't really too much off of him yet
And
when he
and then
died.
and then I'm pretty sure I know the little bit that Vernon and some of his buddies had. They kind of try to preserve a little bit of that. That's what that was in some of that Pearl's bitches top side.
Mm.
God damn, that bitch had some of the roughest mouth I ever seen.
Man, them dogs back then off that Mayfield stuff, and them dogs, it was real, at least in that area, they was real close to that Tudor stuff. But them dogs, them Hank dogs, I think was that Mayfield stuff, right?
Yeah, that shit's gone though. Anybody that would have none of that shit, it wouldn't be worth feeding
Yeah,
nowadays.
yeah, yeah.
It'd be
I ain't gonna lie. I say like when we talk about the Big John dogs and stuff, the dogs got the Jocko in it. The Jocko got the Mayfield stuff in it.
yeah,
Although I may call out, I bet, oh, that's coming from the Mayfield dogs. Man, that stuff so far gone, so many years down, gone from my
yeah.
dogs today. You probably won't even find if you do a DNA test, you probably couldn't find one speck of that, them genes. And I'm just guessing, you know what I'm saying, because of so many
It,
years
it,
done
yeah,
passed, man.
it's been through so many hands. I mean, it's so far back. I mean, you talking about blood, if you're, at least from the '60s and shit. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
it's been some time for shit like that. That's way back there. But I mean, that's like I said in the chat too. I went to David Tant's down his place more than probably 50 fucking times. And I remember that he didn't have inbred alligator dogs down there for no reason. He didn't have sons and daughters down there off a termite for no reason, but you don't see it in any pedigrees. I'm just leaving it at that. Take it for what you want to. Do you think he was taking them heavy Jocko Mayfield dogs and breeding this stuff? I don't know.
That's what I be talking about, man. It's a lot of people other than Tent, like that's known dog men, that they dogs, where the dogs at right now? The dogs got sold. They had the dogs, where the dogs at? Like we know, like you said, Tent had all these different dogs. You don't see Tent name really on nothing but yellow stuff, and maybe a Jeep dog here and there. Really,
Very
you don't see,
rarely.
yeah, nothing but the yellow stuff. So where everything else at that he had on the yard?
I, I'm just telling you, I know it was on the yard. I seen many motherfucking times.
I believe you, man. I believe you. You
I
know,
mean, he. I mean, there's plenty of people that if they around still know anything and been down there, they could tell you, yeah, he had sons and daughters right off of Alligator, and sons and grandsons and granddaughters of Alligator down there. Yes, he had dogs right off of fucking Termite. Yes, he had dogs off of Termite's sister. Yeah, he had those dogs there on the yard. They was there,
hmm
and he would tell you, but you'd never. But I mean, I can't knock it. We probably got 8 dogs from him over the years, and 6 out of 8 we won with. So what are we gonna say?
yeah. Now let me ask you this. This is a random question that came to my head since we were talking about Tent.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think uh that last issue when it came to Tent, do you think he would have got in trouble if it was just the dogs that wasn't say they wasn't scarred up or nothing really, and they didn't find any kind of dog fighting tapes or anything like that, and it was just a booby trap? The guy went in the yard with the booby. See, they say
If
it
if
was
it, if it if it had just been, see, the problem was it was just getting to the point to where it was just getting to that point to where they was looking to knock people in the heads that were the biggest breeders and been advertising and shit. And when
yeah,
that booby trap set it off, it was really just a booby trap for every fucking thing.
yeah, yeah.
It really was.
Yeah, and see the stuff that he had with it, silencers and all kind of stuff. But just say if he didn't get caught with none of that, and it was just the dogs and the guy walked. They was trying to say the guy was a surveyor, but
I,
I'm just gonna be
I don't
honest.
know. I don't know. David said something different, that it wasn't a surveyor. I
Yeah,
don't know what the truth is. I don't know.
I'm just gonna just giving my honest opinion about the situation. I don't know the guy, but the picture that I seen of the guy, to me, it didn't look like he was no surveyor. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna be honest, and you can't go off a picture. You can't go off a picture, but
No,
you
no.
know,
I'm,
the picture that they
I
had
know
of him,
David's story wasn't like that. He was definitely on. I mean, I took collect calls from him from jail, and that motherfucker was like, that wasn't a motherfucking surveyor.
yeah, yeah, and I wonder if like I said, if he ain't had no scarred up dogs, the fights on the tape or something, or all the extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Would
Uh,
it?
I mean, I
Because
don't
they,
know. They kind of just got their foot in the door, and they wanted.
yeah, yeah,
And when one party talked to another party and was like, "Oh yeah, 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 look at this, we got this. Oh, that's who that is." That's what I think went on. And once they did that, like, I mean, I bet you his ass probably had over 100 old fucking VHS tapes of shit.
yeah, yeah. And then they had something about the booby trap. I think making a booby trap on your yard is
Well,
probably
because they
illegal
stole,
too.
because over the years he has so many. I mean, I don't even think he could keep up with how many dogs had gotten stolen.
Yep, yep.
I bet you it was in the hundreds.
Mm-hmm. I believe you're
He's
right.
Yeah, I mean that's just it's. I mean, we was walking the yard with him one day, and the motherfucker was like, "What the fuck?" And then he knew he got.
He had just noticed somebody stole something.
Yeah, and I mean
Damn.
the motherfuckers left the collar and chain right there, and he was like, "I know this was so and so, and that motherfuckers," and he was going off, and what you gonna do? It's
Damn.
gone now. What you gonna do?
Damn.
I mean, I told him, hey, you sell dogs and you give an open yard. I mean, if you ain't got it properly secured, there's always dog thieves.
Yep.
It's been that way since way back when, way back when.
Now,
Always will be.
with the dog thieves, now I'm asking you this since he say dog thieves.
Hmm.
Man come on the yard to steal a dog. A lot of the stuff that we see now, a lot of these dog thieves, they pulling out guns and they having guns with them. Do you think they will charge you for shooting a person down for stealing your dog?
Depending on what state you're in.
No, I mean,
Here, if you do it here in DR, they ain't even gonna know they got shot.
yeah, I feel you.
You just throw them in the river and keep it moving.
Yeah. over here, and you know how it
In
go
the
in
in
the
the
states.
states, it's going to go state by state, man, and it's going to end up being a big ordeal. And if you're involved in anything else, it's going to be a spectacle. All
Yeah,
I could tell you, if I'm going to be perfectly honest, if you feel as though you need to do that, you better be ready to clean up afterwards and out of sight, out of mind. That's all
yeah,
I can tell you. Take it for
yeah,
what you want to take it for.
yeah, yeah.
But I ain't no dog thief. I never been a dog thief. I paid for all my motherfucking dogs. I paid for all my breeds. When we owned Champion Baby, and you can look her up, you'll see well, not even her, Champion Magic. Matter of fact, we got her from David Sant. We made Champion with her. Look up Jenna Boy's Champion Magic. We drove all the way when Mayday used to be in Miami and Victor was in Miami. We drove all the way from motherfucking Maryland down that bitch to breed the Mayday with her. And ain't not near goddamn dog off of that little workout.
Damn, and that was straight off Mayday.
Yeah, we bred right to that big 80-pound fucking behemoth.
Damn.
But the ones we bought from fucking Victor, oh god, man, shit. I don't think we ever got a bad one from Victor, to be honest with you. No bullshit. I don't. But I strayed away from the Mayday shit because it seemed like you always had to be there for an hour and a half, 2 hours, and I mean, that shit got kind of old. I mean, they was good dogs. It's just they just seemed to lack sometimes everything that you wanted to see. The finish and they was most of them was built like brick shit houses. If you didn't have like a 7 or 8 mouth, you weren't even gonna hurt them.
Oh, damn.
I don't know if you remember a bitch named Champion May May, but she was from Maryland, and a guy named Fat Dennis used to own May May for her first, and we went into May May for her first with a bitch we had to beat hell on earth 2-time winner with, and we went into May May, and god damn, man, we had a bitch we had got from Leicester, from Mountain Man, and the bitch was rough and nasty, but we couldn't hurt May May's ass, man. I think May May made us jump the wall on like 31, 32,
Damn.
and then after that, a guy Pro Set Kennels, a man named Tom, he bought May May from Fat Dennis, and then he continued to campaign May May. And I tell you one thing, when we went into Fat Bill's Grand Champion Chi Chi, goddamn boy, we cleaned up that motherfucking night, Jack. Oh Lord, oh my! It was motherfucking popping champagne bottles. It was steak dinners and motherfucking lobster everywhere, baby, because everybody was packing 6 figures in their pockets. Yes, sir, boy, it was partying. But I tell you one thing, Bill stuck to his word. He said, if you could beat Chi Chi, I'll put her on the front cover of the Gazette. He goddamn sure did put Mamie on the front cover.
Damn. And what that was a dog off Mayday?
Yeah, Mamie was right off of Mayday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Champion Mamie. You can look, you can see her. Let me even try to remember how Mamie was. Who the fuck was she? Oh, she was Hunch's little mate.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Never had no puppies off of her. Went over to Tom's house one day. We was getting some. We had a bitch off of Gabriel, son of Termite, Hell on Earth Gabriel. We had a bitch off of that. Was a one timer. She was a pretty bad bitch, but we was going over to get puppies off of her. Me and my other partner Pierre, and fucking shit, May May was dead in the doghouse. 4-time winner. She gone. Never had new puppies. Nothing.
Damn.
Yep, she gone.
Hey, what you think about steroids on the bitches? You think that shit fuck them up far as they puppies later on down the line?
Not if you know what you're doing.
Okay.
And the only time I didn't use roids was fucking probably in the early to mid '90s when I really didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Now let me ask you this: since you say you know about them, I don't know about them, so I'm just asking.
Mhm.
Is there something you can like the wing, like say if I'm doing a whole keep and I give it to them, or when I was giving it to them, is it something I need to give to them like to take it out of the system, or I just let them wash out?
Nah, nah. You want to cut the roids out at least a week before go.
Yeah.
And it's going to depend on how much you're dosing and what you're using. Like if you using a bitch back in the day, we use equipoise. Males we would go with Winstrel V.
Yeah, I had some Winstrol V before,
Mm-hmm.
but I didn't know how to use it. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I still don't know how to use it right now today. If I go to a confirmation show or get ready for a treadmill race or something, I'm gonna have to go natural because I don't. I'll be playing with myself, getting out there trying to do it and screw it up and mess my dog up.
Nah, it's not all that, man. You can talk to me privately if you need to.
Yeah,
I,
and,
I
and
I'm
one
I'm
one
I'm
one
on
good. I mean to cut you off. One good thing that at least in the area that I'm in, you know, and maybe this is why I don't know how steroids would affect this, but in that heat, right here where we at is
mhm,
real humid,
mhm.
and
Shit. You think it's humid there, man? It was 98 here today.
woo, yeah, it ain't got like that yet here.
Hmm.
But in the summertime it'd be like that, and it just depends. Say if I'm going to the digital dog show, I'm going to one of these other shows trying to get my dog right. You
Yeah,
know, I'm not gonna really wait till nighttime. I'm gonna be doing my thing, throughout the day with my dog. Not in the heat of the sun or nothing like that either. But
yeah.
is that the steroids something you kind of want to keep the dog cool with, or is it something just
N-
use
Well,
common sense
well,
as far
well,
as
well,
the heat?
I'm typically only juicing once a week. I'm only hitting once a week. So
Okay,
like, say I'm doing a 6 week keep. Out of that 6 weeks, I'm only doing shit 5 times. So once a week, because my last week is completely cut out. And as far as the last week of work, I ain't doing nothing other than a little light hand walking. The work's already done.
yeah, yeah.
If you ain't at the right weight before you start, you already fucking up.
Yeah, you're right about that. Now that's why a lot I said calling that weight wasn't very important. Call the wrong weight, you're gonna be screwed up, buddy.
Yeah, well, it happens sometimes. But the thing is people don't learn and understand. Don't try to force the weight that ain't there. Just because you call 42 and the motherfucker's looking like a 43, don't bring the motherfucker. Try to squeeze him and suck him down. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just be
yeah,
like, bring him where you can. If you show up at the show, you don't know what's going to happen. That motherfucker might come over too.
yeah.
You don't
Now,
know why you gonna pay or call anything off. Fuck that. I ain't never doing that.
hmm now, have you seen one that had a tremendous mouth and he took too much weight off of him, and he had a paper bag mouth that he couldn't bite through a paper bag?
I've seen people fucking. I personally never done it, but I've seen tons of people completely ruin animals.
He bite like
Complete
a shark. He bite like a shark before.
yup, and couldn't break the skin.
Mm,
You know, I don't. You probably don't know a dog, but it was a dog named Champion Wrangler from up north. But he had a bunch of litter mates that was really good, but he ended up losing to a Mayday Barracuda dog named Champion Big Head. But Wrangler, I had seen him go a few times, and Champion Wrangler, that motherfucker, man. He shit. Who was the one he beat? God damn, what was that fucking one? That faggot Chico and them had. Not the Havana Boys or any of them. That fucking dick sucker who tries to sell all them outrageous dogs and shit. Uh, God damn it, what was his fucking name? The fucking Spanish dude. All he does is sell fucking semen and got
Chico
Chico
Lopez.
Lopez. Yes, 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 yes. He had a dog. Was it named Awesome Buck?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Awesome, awesome buck, awesome beast. One of them.
also, I think it was Awesome Buck. Man, I watched Wrangler going to Awesome Buck, hit him one time in the shoulder, hit a bleeder, and literally it was over in 6 minutes.
And I heard him speak so high on that dog in a
It was
magazine.
it was over in motherfucker 6 minutes. Tail up his asshole and fucking and begging to be picked up in 6 minutes, leaking everywhere,
Damn.
and didn't make it in 6 minutes with Wrangler. And then
Yeah.
they did him into that big head dog. About the first 7 8 minutes, it hit him in the shoulder, and the whole crowd erupted. It was like I don't know if anybody remember Fancy Boys, but John jumped up and was like, "That's it, motherfuckers, it's over. Start paying." And I was like, "God damn, boy, you ain't never tell a lie with that." And then guess what happened after that? He never broke the fucking skin again. And then at the 40-minute mark, he never stood on his fucking feet ever again for a fucking an hour and a half. He just laid there.
Hey, when I first started doing my videos, I don't know who it was. One of the boys gave me told me, say, tell Chico to come up here and talk about that dog right there. We were just talking about. We said they were Bones, right?
Man, Wrangler murdered that motherfucker 6 minutes. Man, it's done. It
Yeah,
was crap. It was
yeah.
really over in the first hold. Literally in the first,
No,
it was
no,
it
big.
was like it was release. I believe he hit him in the left shoulder, and that was
Yeah,
it. I mean, it was literally. I mean, it was black oil.
the dog Big Head they was talking about when he went against Big Head.
Oh, Big Head. Oh yeah, big champion. Big Head was squealing like a piggy when he bit Big Head. But then after that, Wrangler never broke the skin again. And about 30, 40 minutes into it, he never stood on his feet again. And then probably an hour and a half into it, that Big Head dog was just chewing on his ear and dragging him around by his ear.
Damn,
And
damn.
if anyone don't believe me or know I was there, how do I know it was out back in a pool house? And when you walked into the pool house, there was a piece of plastic around the arena, and then you had to pull back the piece of plastic. And right as you walked in, I stood in the left-hand corner, and to the right was Big Head of me, and then to the left was Wrangler's corner. So if anyone wants to contradict that, you're more than welcome.
Hey, yeah. Should have been back there. He should have been back there
Yeah.
in the 90s.
Matter of fact, it was in New Jersey, and we was in a neighborhood with $1 million homes. How about that?
Yeah, yeah,
Just like people don't probably remember Mark Jackson from the New York Knicks. We used to go up New York and fucking do Bulldogs in his motherfucking basement. How about them apples?
yep. Shit, man.
And
Everybody was bulldogging back in
that's
them days.
man, I knew motherfucking preachers that did dogs, lawyers, doctors, everyone. It did every aspect of element you could think of in life, all through the 80s and 90s, they was bulldogging, man.
And that's what this era gonna miss too as well, because the brothers from the 90s on back to the 80s and 70s, all that, they was able to sell. I done heard plenty of stories of brothers selling the state troopers, brothers, doing this, doing that. We done read the stories where they say the sheriff was at the gate watching the gate
Yeah.
for the shows and all kind of stuff like
Yeah,
that.
people forget all
You
that
know,
shit. Like
yeah,
Norman Hooten was a goddamn sheriff in Oklahoma, motherfuckers. Norman Hooten was a goddamn police officer.
yeah,
People don't know, remember Hooten's jailhouse or Hooten's pistol that he sold to the Frio boys and all that shit.
yeah.
Man, yeah, that Norman Hooten was a fucking police officer for years, 40 some years.
Hey,
He
them
did
days
Bulldogs
over,
the whole
man.
time.
Them days long gone.
Oh, they gone. And to be honest with you, I mean, Bulldogging in the States is pretty much done.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
Everything
oh
they
yeah.
do nowadays, if you have really anything, even if you in the South and you ever have anything over 6, 7, 8 dogs, you trying to have those big yards anymore, and you in the States, shit, you better be prepared to be a snitch like somebody else I know that sells a lot of puppies.
Hey, they ain't bullshitting over here, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. You gotta go by them laws over here because
Yeah,
it,
and I could tell
well,
you right now, when I was in Maryland, it's a known motherfucker fact. I had the biggest yard in Maryland. There was nobody else that had over 100 bulldogs like I had on the yard. Nobody,
shit,
not one person. Ain't nobody in Maryland have over 100 bulldogs.
damn,
Nobody.
you know,
Trilogy's grand champion Buck was on the yard, and I mean, there's motherfucking winners and champions and grand champions all up on the yard. When Animal Control came up there and hit me, I had shit with 3 fucking legs, 1 motherfucking eye, the whole everything, the worst thing you could think of. And that was about 3 weeks before the Vic shit. And I tell you right now, boy, you talk about motherfuckers selling and placing dogs. Shit, they couldn't figure out how the fuck I moved so many in 2 weeks.
so what do you think from back in the days, from the first time you ever touched a dog? What do you think was the one of the best bloodlines you ever seen?
Man, there's been so many of them. I mean, I got to admit, I was a little bit of a Jeep fan and Jeep Red Boy Rascal, and all those type breeds across. I was a big fan of those, and then I mean, a lot of the Red Boy dogs. I mean, people slept on some of the even pure Red Boy dogs, man. I seen pure Red Boy dogs biting, man. I don't care what anybody says. I seen them biting. It
Yeah.
just depend. It just depends on what particular dogs was crossed with them. And then people try to say you couldn't have black brindle fucking red boy dogs. I'm like, what are you talking about? You motherfuckers don't know shit from history. They come from a motherfucking line of Colby dogs, and then on top of that, one of the best dogs Katie and them ever motherfucking had was Champion Britches, and that bitch was a black brindle dog with a white chest.
Yeah, I heard
Don't
of
believe
bridges.
me? Look it up. Somebody look it up for themselves.
Hmm.
I seen the bitch. I pet the bitch on the head. I know what she looked like. That's why I
Yeah.
told you in the chat. You want to see old pictures and shit you want to put up or something? I got tons of shit.
Yeah, I get up with you after we do the show or whatever or tomorrow and get some pictures and stuff from you.
Shit, I'll even cue you in on some. The pictures that are up there. If you go to Peds Online, the pictures up there that are of Cochran Shorty Cowboy, that's my picture. Pictures of Cochran's Crazy Chief, that's my picture. There's a whole rack of dogs on there that nobody has the pictures of that I put on there. Anybody had any pictures like that? I got video of Shorty Cowboy and Tookie's whole fucking yard.
Damn.
I got video and pictures with fucking Irish Jerry when he was around. I got all that shit. I got fucking video of me and my buddy helping Jerry fucking move his fucking chicken pen sliding over so he didn't have to clean up the shit.
My homeboy, a big Irish Jerry fan. He like that Irish Jerry stuff. At least the ones that he had.
I I mean I had some decent dogs from Jerry. I ain't gonna. I had a couple bad ones and I had some really good ones.
Yeah, that's how it go though. You get them.
I
You get them.
mean, but he did some funny paperwork shit. All them old school guys did, man.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean,
That's
fuck. I know for a fact that that's like people think they got Shorty Cowboy dogs. Goddamn, Shorty Cowboy was dead for about fucking 6 years before fucking anybody even knew it. But I knew it, and that's a motherfucking 100% fact. I got a picture of Shorty dead with the fucking date on the little Polaroid motherfucking bullshit camera.
damn.
Didn't you see the fucking day they died?
Yeah, man. And folk don't be wanting to believe it, man. A lot of old schoolers just kept breeding their dogs because they had something going and they ain't gonna stop. You
Look,
know,
man.
they can
and,
keep it
and
going.
a whole bunch of them had issues, and the motherfuckers be racist, and it was all kinds of bullshit to deal with the Bulldogs back in the day. When I went
Hmm.
down to fucking old Gaston Williamson's place, me and my partner, which Pierre was black, my partners were always black or Hispanic. We go down to Gaston Williamson's fucking yard, and we was gonna buy a few buck bred dogs and shit like that. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
we walking around the yard, and Pierre always had to say something, man. So fucking Pierre, after we picked out some dogs we was getting, and I'd already told him, I was like, look, man, don't say anything stupid till at least we get the dogs and get them loaded up. Then say whatever the fuck you want. Of course, he has to go. So, Gaston, I heard you don't like niggers. As soon as he said that, I said, "Oh no!" Gaston reaches in his front overalls and pulls the fucking pistols on us. And so, you know what? Get out of here and take your nigger loving friend with you. I said, "Oh my god!"
Damn.
Yeah, just like straight like that,
Damn.
straight like that. That's how he hit us. I said, "Man, I should go to the car and get something to blow your fucking brains out, you old piece of shit."
Damn.
Yeah, straight like that. So we ain't getting no dogs from Gaston, needless to say. But we did go down to Tom Ratliff and get a few, and they were some pretty good ones. And god damn, I wish we still had them. God damn. When we crossed that shit with the termite dogs, oh my motherfucking god. It was like our own cross of like Red Boy Jocko Bolio Tombstone. And Jesus fuck, man. But we had so many kennel accidents. It was like they was like just destined for us not to have that shit.
So you had some good termite dogs.
You, you know what? You had to be very selective of what you got, man. Very selective. I can cue you in on this. If you ever see bar Cayman termite stuff, run. Don't ever have it in your motherfucking pedigree. Never, ever, 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 ever. If you believe that shit's bred that way, you are crazy. 150%. Yeah, I got plenty. I still got termite dogs here right now.
Damn.
Go look up Jenna Boy's Bricky. I got dogs fucking quadruple bred from her. She was a ROM bitch for us. I got inbred sons and daughters of her last champion Punchy, which we took Bricky and we went down to hardcore Mike's and we bred to his champion Punchy dog. And then we had a bitch out of that named Champion Punchette. That was a bad bitch right there.
Majority termite.
Yeah, we kind of did our termite hardcore Mike crosses and stuff.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
mainly liked his like yellow breaker blood he had.
Okay.
And if you get like the breaker and felony, those dogs, those were his best producing stuff, man. That Mike, I mean, yeah, Mike threw some real good dogs together. And if you bred to the right ones, you got some good stuff. That Tech 9 shit, don't, I mean, hey, people do what they want to, man. We bred a bitch to fucking Tech 9. We bought like 5 puppies off of Tech 9. And the litter we had 9, and ain't none of them out of the 14 make it. And then my boy had 10 other ones, and they was all cracked in the noggin.
Damn.
He just wasn't. It just wasn't like that. I mean, other people will tell you they have good luck. I mean, I didn't see anything with the Tech 9 dogs, but a lot of the other shit, man, god damn. But if you want to fuck with the hardcore Mike stuff, get as much felony breaker, get as much as that in the motherfucking pedigree as humanly possible.
I had something off the breaker stuff one time in the past.
Man,
And the Bozak stuff.
I'm not a fan of Bozak himself. Man, that was a bad motherfucker. Great ass end dog, great dog. But as far as production, it was a little hit and miss. He was average. Wasn't nothing to write home to mama about. I'd go a different direction. Mike had better producers that weren't even winners, to be honest with you.
Mm. Now, being that termite was bred the way he was bred, coming down off the Jocko stuff, the Mayfield stuff, and it's kind of got bred that way. Why do you think a lot of stuff didn't click with him the way it clicked with a lot of the other stuff coming off of that stuff, Jocko stuff and Red Boy crosses and stuff?
Well, one of the biggest things is Ralph and George and all of them down there at Carolina Kennels. They was very hard on Bulldogs. They didn't play around. And anybody that knows about them guys throughout the 90s and shit like that, especially, those guys' record was outstanding. I mean, they was real hard on Bulldogs and the things they put together when they came at you. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, man, they came in shape and they had one that was trying to put you away. Wasn't a whole bunch of game playing, man. I'm trying to think of the badass black bitch they had down there. She was kind of a man eater too, though. Well, I shouldn't say kind of. That bitch was a man eater. So the termite was too, but not as bad as this bitch. But this bitch was a daughter of termite, and I think she was either a grand champion or a 7-time winner. She was up there. I don't think any of her shows, but she couldn't have puppies. But I don't think any of her shows. I think the longest show with her maybe was like 22, 23 minutes.
Mm.
I know they bust Tant's ass twice with her.
Damn.
That's how Tan ended up getting termite dogs, was because of that bitch. He started talking to Ralph and Hippie George and them and fucking was like, shit, let me get a little of this and I'll keep it on the DL over here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, the good termite dogs up close. That, to be honest, I'm not tooting my own horn, but to be honest, I don't know of anybody that has any good termite dogs from proven stock up close. Nobody.
Yeah.
It'll be way. They might have some decent stuff, but that shit's way back. 5th, 6th generation and shit. Like you ain't gonna see, 5 times, 6 times termite in like the 4th generation to see champion, winner, Rom, winner, champion, Rom. Like you ain't gonna see that like it is here.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not. It ain't going. That shit's gone, man. Most of all the good term. To be honest, most of the good termite dogs died on their yard anyways.
I heard a lot of people say that.
That's the absolute 100% truth. The best termite dogs died on their yard when a bunch of shit went on.
Yeah.
Sure did. Matter of fact, I think it was just a few months back. George had a car accident or something like that, and it just got out of the hospital and had a cookout over there. And a bunch of old school guys went over there to visit with him. Hmm.
Yeah, I know a fella that say he bred the yellow, and then he said he bred the termite, and the ones that came. Matter of fact, they say they bred the Cottonham Sheba dog to the yellow stuff, and then they bred it to the termite dog. And when they had the puppies of the termite dog, they wasn't even show quality dogs.
That's
The
not
whole litter
surprising me.
was
Uh,
weaked
I,
out.
yeah, that don't surprise me. And especially to me, you're comparing it. I mean, Yellow. I mean, let's be honest. Yellow was a phenomenal producer. He just really was. That's why I said I kicked myself in the ass because nobody could get dogs off of Grand Champion Rodney. Nobody. And I was like, I should have when I had the opportunity to fucking get anything I wanted, I should have fucking took it because that blood is gone, man. It's gone.
Yep,
You'll never
and
see it.
yep, and that's the thing, man. I think a lot of them dogs that came from in that little circle, far as like Rodney and the rest of them, it's a lot of them great dogs, but they wasn't bred. They wasn't bred. Either they were bred one time, or something happened before
Yeah,
they can get the
they're
breeding, or
good dogs. It's something. Some people, Grand
they
Champion,
kept the dogs on the
Champion,
yard.
Grand Champion Jr. He didn't get bred a lot. He stayed private. You won't see Grand Champion Jr. in a lot of pedigrees. It's rare.
Yep.
You won't see him. I had access to all that too. I should have fucking took into all that, but I was a dumbass fucking with other shit.
But the thing is, man, back in them days when JR is actually living and Yellow and all these dogs actually living, you look at them like they're regular dogs, and yeah, they're the great one. Some dogs are great, but the name, like I feel like the name that they have now is not the name that they had then. So we didn't look at it the same way. Far as I'm not sure how old you is. You may be a little older than me or whatever, but you know,
I'm
some of
I'm
the some of
I'm
the
up in my 50s, late.
okay, yeah, yeah. So some of them dogs, man, I think like you said, we'd have knew certain things a little bit later, a few years no later, if we'd have knew the things that we knew then at the time that we had these dogs, or y'all brothers had them dogs. You'd have made different changes. You'd have bred the Rodney more. You'd have bred the JR, and
I,
seeing that
I
what
didn't
these
even need to
dogs.
breed to the motherfuckers. They was willing just to give me dogs. All I had to do was just take a fucking trip, and I put it off, and the next thing you know, all that the shit's gone.
Yep, and I can
I
hundred
didn't I
percent.
didn't know it
I
was
can.
going to end up being so rare and brothers and sisters to them were going to produce so well. I ain't fucking had no clue then, man. Ain't nobody couldn't predict the future.
Yep, and you're right, man. They gonna if a dog already $250, they gonna give you dogs if they rock with you and you're cool with you. Dog brothers gonna give you dogs. They ain't gonna charge you nothing for it. They ain't even charging nothing but 200. The money wasn't the issue then, like how money is an issue for everything now. You know, it was like it was the fun of it and the sport of it back then, and you had to have some money involved with it because you had to buy whatever you wanted to buy. But
Yeah, I
man,
mean, yeah, there were certain animals, you might have had to pay up for and stuff like that.
yep,
You seen a good winner you like, and you was like, damn man, I'm trying to get him up off that motherfucker. I know what I can do with that motherfucker that he can't do. I mean, there would be shit like that, but for the most part, motherfuckers that knew you and stuff. When they would do some bulldog ass breedings, man, and they really was just trying to get them in the right hands, especially in the beginning, just try to get them in the right hands to give their producing career a kickstart. Man, you could get bulldogs right in your hands, and they wouldn't even
yep,
have to be puppies. Sometimes they'd be almost grown animals. They ain't never been touched.
yep. Yeah, cause see, a brother knew back then, like if y'all been dealing or whatever,
Hmm.
and he wants you to have his good dogs. He wants you to have, cause you gonna represent him out there,
Yeah,
and
that's
so it
that's how
was,
we ended up with Champion Handsome. He was a pure Patrick bred dog, come from right from Pat's yard, and we had seen him roll, and we offered a few dollars for him, and we was like, look, man, I mean, you can breed to him, do whatever you want after we done with him and stuff like that, but he wasn't gonna do the right things, man. He had a few dollars and he was like, I'll buy a dog from Pat Patrick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't know what he had or what he was getting. So we ended up working to it, and he could breed anything he wanted to him. We won 3 with him, and he was a good dog, but he ain't never produced dick.
Mm,
We dick nothing. Every motherfucker off of him was some garbage.
damn. And that's the handsome dog.
Yeah, yeah, you can see it. Jenna Boy's champion handsome. Look him up. You can see him. I believe
Yeah.
he was off of. We had Handsome's littermate sister as well too. Um, little fucking needle nosed little chopstick leg ass bitch.
Mm.
We had a few good ones off of her bred to. Trying to think of what that son of Grand Champion Snake was, but we bred her to a heavy rascal mare, and I can't remember what that Grand Champion was off of Snake. Snake Junior maybe, might have been Snake Junior. But we drove up and bred her to, and we got some good dogs off of her to that. But as far
Yeah.
as Handsome, oh man, we bred him to 3 different good champion bitches and everything. That shit wasn't it? He ain't produced shit.
Okay, I need a little help with this right here. I seen because them fellas on Facebook was talking about this as well. Now, when it comes to Bolio, can you tell me where, if we doing any breedings, and this is not anything that I spoke about in none of my videos. I'm just asking you from Bolio, if we go inbred Bolio dog
Mm-hmm.
or red boy Jocko Bolio, where can that Rottweiler pattern and them tricolors and them Willow Peak, where can that come from in the Bolio stuff? You
The
know, uh
Well, typically, if you look at a lot of the Bolio stuff, depending on what the crosses are, it does. Some of that will come from the Klaus blood that's in there. If you remember the old Bert Klaus stuff,
yeah,
and a lot of times, but it can come from that if you research and look back on that old Bert Klaus blood, because people don't look at and remember and really look at and break the pedigrees down. A lot of it just not Bolio tombstone. There's a lot of fucking Bert Klaus blood in a whole bunch of that shit.
yeah,
You can look at Grand Champion Hellbend. He had a bunch of Klaus blood in him. I mean, it's numerous ones like that. Patrick's Homer, he had a lot of Klaus blood in him too. He was a black dog though. That was probably my favorite Patrick dog was Homer. To be
the favorite
honest, as far as a producer goes, not as
Homer.
far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean,
Okay,
Buck, Grand Champion Buck that John STP and them had, that was the best by a mile. But it's actually a good thing they got a hold of him because he got put in the right hands then because he was getting like called fucking like 5 pounds heavier than what his real weight was. But once they got a hold of him, God, they put him over the top. When people of that quality get a hold of that type of quality bulldog, it's just endless what you can do.
yeah, I would love to have had a dog off of him, off a Buck.
Yeah, I was fuck. You ain't the only one. That's why I was talking about like in there, like some people, like I told people, look up a bitch. She was a 2-timer named Payne's Nasty. She was bred to Buck, and old man and old Alan Payne he was as fruity as a $3 bill, man. He was
Damn,
openly gay, and he had a bunch of good dogs, a bunch of good dogs.
shit.
You couldn't sleep on him, and if you fuck with him, I seen him whip plenty of motherfuckers' asses, and he pull a pistol when you try to jump a bunch of people on you. So yeah, he was openly gay, but you wasn't gonna sit there and thought you was gonna punk him. That wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, damn. Did you ever meet Mr. Chambers with the Jocko stuff?
No, no, no. Can't say I ever did.
Yeah.
No. Um. Yeah, nah. I was trying to think of who I met close to that, but nah. I never. I never met Fletcher Chavis or any of those guys. No. Mm-mm. I met Barney Fife and Fat Bill many times. Rasta Man.
What?
I mean, list
What?
goes on and on. Havana Danny, before he was gone. I mean, he was the best of the Havana boys in my opinion. But shit, there was so much top notch fucking competition. It was just fucking bonkers, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was them was the days, man. Them was the
I,
days.
who the fuck was it? Them boys in Jersey always had them good ass Boils dogs. Fuck, I can't remember the name. They cracked our asses a couple times though, but they was good people, man. Shit. But damn, man, they had some fucking good Boils dogs back then.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about the Kobe stuff too. What do you think? Like, what happened with the Kobe dogs as far as the popularity? We know them. We know all the other dogs came in, but why is like, you know, why the Kobe dog went through that whole little transformation to where they was considered the top, and you know,
Well,
now if you got a
be-
Kobe line, they might look at it like a trophy.
no, the Kobe dogs ain't really been good for many years.
Yeah.
Um, but you know, it became kind of more a novelty,
Okay.
and people just kind of breeding Kobe dogs and actually looking for bulldogs. So that was something that became a novelty. Like I remember back in the days when motherfuckers that didn't know shit was trying to tell me alligator mouth was a bloodline. I was used to laugh my ass off. They was like, yeah, yeah, I got the alligator mouth stuff. Yeah, triple bred. Oh yeah. Oh okay. Uh huh.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Red Bobby said, "Do you know Black Bumpers?"
Oh, there you go. Yeah, black, but that motherfucker could bite. Yeah, that was one of the Jersey dogs up there. I can't remember the fucking boy's name. I think he quit for his fucking for Grand Championship though.
Damn.
And
Now
then
what? What?
Backstreet and them had that Superman dog. I think he quit for Grand Championship too.
Now give me your honest opinion on this. When we talking back in the '90s or the '80s, whatever, because you're a little
Mm.
older than me, so you could have been in the '80s. In the '80s, all right, you got one that's a full timer, and you took him out for his fifth, and he lost. He lost in an hour and a half. What would you get him off the yard, or is he got a place on
Well,
the yard?
well, the biggest question is, did was he a bulldog?
Well, I mean, he lost his fourth hour and a half. He stood the
Okay.
line. I'm gonna say he stood the line.
Oh, he gone.
Okay.
He gone.
Okay.
There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He gone.
Okay.
And now, if I happen to breed him before that, I'm not going to blame his sons and children. There's been
Yeah.
plenty of curs that have produced through the years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
blame his sons or children. I'm going to treat him the same as I would any other bulldog. They don't know their daddy quit. What are you going to do? Go out there and whisper in the ear, your daddy quit, so you're a cur. No, it doesn't work that way. Doesn't
It's
work that way. Look how many times you'll see that fucking dog Boyle's Red Oak. He quit for championship. He quit on all fours on a down dog. Quit on all fours. Fuck, I seen people with triple and quadruple fucking dogs on that. Another dog, fucking if you ever look, Von Zachariah. If that's another Bulls bred dog. He quit.
I heard of
Yep.
his name before.
Yeah, that's Champion Emmett's daddy, allegedly.
Hey,
But Zachariah quit. Shit, I remember seeing Emmett go when John owned him. Before he sold into them dum dums in the Carolinas. Champion Emmett, I don't think he ever fucking got more bet on him than about $300. He was a mutt.
damn.
Oh no, not Emmett. What was that other motherfucker that made rhyme? Not Emmett. Emmett was a good dog. Champion Emmett, yeah, that was a good dog. That other black motherfucking dog. What the fuck was his name? All them boys in Gastonia, North Carolina, was buying them rough curves up and loving them, doing some backyard boogie and shit, and making fake champions and all this crazy shit. What the fuck was it? I forgot. I can't remember that white boy's name. They might have been Carolina Game Dogs or something like that. That white dude was.
He was in North Carolina. He was in that North Carolina area.
Yeah, what was that fucking Bulls bred dog he had that made rhyme and shit allegedly?
Jethro.
Oh, that's the one. That's the $300 mutt from John. That's him. Yep. That's him, and it's no hate. It's God honest truth, no bullshit. I seen him twice. Like if John was able to get a hold of and wasn't locked up, he could tell you the same thing. Like he tried to sell that motherfucker to so many people, and nobody would even buy him for $1,000.
Damn.
And that ain't no bullshit. And then that dude down there got him and started breeding the nuts off of him, selling him in the ghetto. And them boys was down there, they was killing themselves trying to get that rough curse shit.
Damn. Hey,
I, and that
hold on,
and
hold on.
that's on my kids, man. They was garbage.
Hey, P- Padre Flood, I got your message in my inbox. Send me the the pedigree, whatever you was asking. He was asking about a white. How can something come white off of? He ain't sent me the peg yet. He might be saying something about it in the chat, and I just didn't catch it or whatever.
Depends on what it depends on what it is.
Yeah, because we had a white one off of, like, we bred them yellow dogs that was real brother and sister. It was yellow grandson bred back to his little mate sister, which is it was fatty bred back to his sister, and then we got a white puppy off that, and both of them buckskin.
I'm trying to remember how Champion Fatty was bred.
He
Well,
was
how's
off
that
of
dog Eric had?
he was off toe jam, which was off
Okay,
yellow,
Toe
and
Jam. Okay,
and then
he was the Toe Jam. Was that the Brindle dog off of Yellow, the
nah,
Black Brindle one, or triple? That was Triple A. One of the
yeah,
two.
yeah, it was Triple A. Toe jam was yellow.
Okay.
And he had his bottom side was Jeep. He was off Jaguar, the
Oh,
Jaguar dog.
Jaguar. Yeah, I remember that bitch. Yeah, I seen Jaguar when she was alive on Eric's. Yeah.
Yeah, he was off
Mhm.
that bitch. But let me check this ped out
A
right here.
white bitch. Was she cow patch or was she just all white?
The one we had was all white red nose, and we didn't have a. She didn't, like I said, she died at a young age, so I don't know if she was gonna have any kind of deformities, as far as blind or anything. But she wasn't blind when she was a puppy. Now this dog that he's saying why is white is got, in the fourth generation. It got 357. It got Barracuda. It got Black Ice, Little Kim, Sin City
I,
Spunky,
yeah, I remember Ice.
uh, Sin City's Spunk, Southern Kennels Evictor. Um, I'm just naming off several dogs. Matings.
Is it the Bolio Tombstone stuff that Sun City had before they got popped?
Uh, I'm not sure really, man. Tell you the truth.
It just sounds real. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It already just sounds a little weird to even
That
get a white dog out of that.
that dog, Sin City's Spunky is coming off of Patrick's little Bob.
Okay, yeah. See, that's a black dog. Little Bob was he was what was he double bred bull boy Bob?
Uh, Little Bob is of Double Bob,
Okay, yeah, that's the inbred bull boy Bob stuff.
and
Yeah,
the
that's
mama to
that.
that. Oh, go ahead.
That's when you start getting into that heavier Klaus stuff. A lot of those dogs are black and so every now and then of that Klaus bud, you'll get some that got like Rottweiler markings and shit like that. But as far as a white dog, I don't know where the fuck that came from.
Yeah.
Somebody's pedigrees got mixed up or something. Be honest with you.
Now, and that's another thing I say, man. Like these pedigrees, we can look at them, and that's why it's good to have pictures of each one of these dogs that is online, so you can see, and then it helps you break it down to where the stuff like this come from, And
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, me myself, I don't know, because I haven't had that experience where I have a lot of white dogs come out from a dog that wasn't white already, but I,
Oh, it happens.
yeah, I'm quite sure it probably happens, because
Okay.
now I can expect a white dog. I would expect a white dog before I expect the odd color like a Rottweiler if it's not supposed to be there. You
See,
know,
and this is another problem I have with that fucking Cottingham blood and shit like that that Garner said. Like, do you know how many dogs fucking Durant had out of that stuff that was like white with brown cow patches or white with black cow patches? Ain't none of
mm,
that shit in any of that stuff, man. Because that all shit comes from that old McCraw fucking Snowball and all that shit. That's where all them fucking cow patch ass dogs come from. The shit that's like similar, it's like half aunts and cousins to like the Jocko blood and shit like that. Like
yeah,
like, but there ain't you never see no cow patch dogs at a fucking Tom shit.
nope, not one.
Like I can even give you an example. Okay, we owned a one time winner named Uka. Okay, UKA. That was her name, Uka. Okay, she was off of Hell on Earth Gabriel, And Gabriel was bred to a bitch named Jupiter. Jupiter was a one-time winner in almost like 3 hours. She was off of Jupiter was off of Champion Tonka Bear to Champion Selena. Champion Selena was off of Termite to Dallas. Just a heavy, like three-quarter Jocko, quarter Red Boy breed.
Yeah.
And she was bred to Champion Tonka Bear when when Kerry Mickles still had him down there, and that's what created Jupiter. And to get the top side with Jupiter, Jupiter was bred to, let me see, Tonka Bear Selena. That was Jupiter, and then they took Jupiter and bred her to Gabriel, and that produced the bitch Uka that we had. That was a one-time winner. We took Uka with that three-quarter termite blood, a quarter Bolio tombstone through Champion Tonka Bear. And we created the Uka, and we got her the Champion Ruckus, which was Long's Weirdo to Champion Baby, the Cottingham dog. And we got a two-time winner, one-time dead game loser that lost to that Champion Ice Cream dog at the wrong weight. Once we sold Uka to some boys in the Virgin Islands, a two-time winner. They did him in the Champion Ice Cream. We called him Ruka or Ruck Son, Jenna Boy's Ruck Son. He was a white dog with black patches on him. But he was off a Champion Ruckus to Uka, a one-time winner we had. We sold her to the Virgin Islands. He went into Champion Ice Cream at 42, 43. Well, we had won two with Uka at 39.
Damn.
They went up. They called it. They even called us and said, we don't know how you got that dog to 39. But if you look up Jenna Boy's Ruck Son, Rukson, you look that up, that's him right there the day before his show at 39 pounds and a half.
Damn.
But that's the actual picture of him one day before he goes. But we won two with him, and we froze semen off him before we sold him. And then the bottom side, we had our Champion Punchette dog. And Champion Punchette was off of Hardcore Mike's Champion Punchy, and then bred to Jenna Boy's Bricky, which was our bitch. And she was another termite dog. That was a dog. She was littermate brothers to a dog named Champion Mike. Okay. Dude named Sly had bought him from some buddies in Mexico as a champion and went up there and did a bunch of breedings with Champion Mike and made him rhyme. And then our bitch Bricky, or littermate sister, she made rhyme for us as well.
Mm.
But there was a bunch of good dogs in that breed. And then we got Champion Punchette. We bred that to the two-time winner Ruka with artificial semen. And we got a chocolate dog with a red nose. We got a white dog with brown cow patches. And then we got a fucking a white dog with black cow patches. A dude over in the islands named Fly Boom Connection, Gigs. We gave him the black and white bitch, and he won with her. And then he took her to Mexico with the wrong fucking weight and in big bad health. And I think she ended up stopping in like an hour 40 or something in the champion. But the chocolate male I had, he was a rough cur. I'll be honest with you. He was like a typical Gabriel termite dog. He come out real rough. He'd hit all aspects of the front end, pop bleeders everywhere he touched. He'd run hot and then he'd pack it in. So he was gone.
Yeah.
Then his little mate sister, by the time she was 8 months old, she didn't even have no teeth. That bitch would fight her chain, eat chain link fucking kennels. You put her in a Magnum kennel. She was over there shaking a Magnum kennel. So by the time she came of age to even look at, she couldn't do much. But I tell you right now, I never seen a bitch pressure bite so hard in my life. I mean, she didn't even have flea biters, and all four canines were off to the gums, and she would still hit you in the shoulder and puff you up like you got hit with air.
Damn.
And I took her, and I got dogs double and triple bred off of that bitch too.
Damn. So you think the white dogs are less game? I don't think.
No.
I'm just asking the question.
No, definitely not. Matter of fact, I'll give you an example of a bulldog we had. Okay, we own Champion Maymay's brother. Okay, his name was Dragon. Okay, look it up. Jenna Boy's Dragon. Okay, he was off of Mayday. This was Maymay's brother. He was off of Mayday to his own aunt, his mother's sister. I forget the whore's name. But anyways, it was Mayday bred to his own aunt, his mom's sister. That's how May May, Hunch, and our one-time champion Dragon dog was bred. I took Dragon and bred it to a bitch that I had named Sprockets. Okay, Sprockets was off a three-time winner named Hell on Earth's Hustler. Hustler was off a grand champion Hellbent. Okay, and then
Mm,
Hustler was bred to a champion bitch named Sprockets, Pockets, and a guy named Todd Johnson had bred him. It was some Eli blood, so it was an Eli Hellbend dog, and she was white with brown cow patches. So was her mother. And I
damn.
took sprockets and bred her to that Mayday blood, 3/4 Hollingsworth, 1/4 Red Boy Jocko, and shit. I had 4 winners out of there, and I had one that had an all white head, all white leg, front legs, all white back legs, and then just a brown stripe down the middle of his back. And his first one we won in 146, and then the second one I picked him up at like I don't know 307, 308, but I should have picked him up long before that if I was going to save him. I should have just left him down, but he didn't make. Well, he's a bulldog.
Yeah. Hey, you see how you call out them pedigrees and stuff like that, man? That's why I like the pit bull because that ain't the only reason, but I like that. It's our pedigrees and our history on our dog, man, is so intense. A lot of people can't keep up with the stuff that you be saying or anybody be saying when you start talking about that stuff, man.
I'm sorry. I
No, it
apologize.
ain't. No,
Whoever's
no,
listening.
it ain't nothing to apologize about. It's just the way the pit bull is just that sophisticated, man. Brothers will know this dog, that dog, this dog. And we start going 20, you can go way back 30 years. You still calling this dog, that dog, this
Well,
dog, man. And
yeah.
then no,
I mean, well, it's just been my experience that what I've seen and
ain't no other breed like that, really. I don't think, man. Far as you can
it's
be a
not.
Rottweiler enthusiast, and you might know some of the pedigrees, and some of the famous dogs and different ones, but you're not gonna jump into a Rottweiler group, 100 people with Rottweilers, and
No,
all of them know different
it's
things about them pedigrees and stuff like that, man. You know?
Nah, it's not the same. Like I said, I'm not claiming to know it all or seen it all, but I've seen my fair share of things, and
Oh
uh,
yeah, oh yeah,
I've shook hands and been in the ring with some well-known people. You know, it is what it is. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I only schooled as far as shows. That really I didn't deal with the shows myself as far as handling. One of my partners would do that as far as the work. Yeah, I do the work and all that shit. I do all the schooling and all that shit too. But when it came down to show,
all right, all right, all right. I'm gonna cut you off right now. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I meant to cut you off. Schooling.
go ahead.
Can you work 12 dogs at one time?
Me myself?
Yeah, you yourself. Can
Oh,
you can you
oh,
get
no, no. That's fucking physically impossible because once you start peaking, you don't even have enough hours in the day to even complete it.
yeah, yeah,
There's literally not enough hours in the day to even complete it. And God forbid if you're trying to do a lot of fucking hand walking, that ain't never happening.
hey, your body ain't gonna be able to take that much. Once you hand
Nah,
walk a dog one good time, you gonna sleep good that night when you do that
nah,
hand walking.
nah. I think the most and I would have help from my girl as well as a partner here and there. Most is 3. That's it.
Yeah,
And and that's because I didn't have a real job. That's the only reason why I could do it. I mean, I'm gonna keep it 100. I was doing what I did. You know what I mean? It
yeah,
is what it
yeah,
is. You can't do that and have a legit job. It's just not gonna happen. I
yeah,
mean, I'm
yeah,
gonna be honest with you on that.
yeah,
I'll keep it a band. It is what it is.
yeah, yeah.
I mean, fuck. I mean, I seen a little of this, that, and the other, and I had a good times. But honestly, as far as bulldog in the United States, that
Who
shit's
you,
just done.
who would you rank? Even if you wanted to rank yourself, who would you rank as, or at least, or who you heard as the top conditioner ever?
Oh God, that's a long fucking list. I mean, there's people I can name that some people don't even really know that did great work. Um, John White from Bowdy Snatchers Kennels that owned Champion Ruckus, Champion Leroy Brown, and Champion Carmen Brown, a bunch of other dogs and stuff like that. John from Body Snatchers was a great. I mean, he's great handler, great work. Um, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of T Mac. Um, T Mac as well was a great fucking handler, phenomenal. He can maneuver and abuse you in the box if you let him. And he worked dogs. He's a great conditioner too. I mean, there's just so many. I wouldn't even put one.
Yeah,
You know, STP and John, they were phenomenal conditioners. I mean, when they had a good bulldog and with their keep, I mean, you really had to fucking step it up if you was gonna bust their ass. It's
yeah,
tough.
yeah. Now I'm gonna say it like this, them boys made, when you're working a 9 to 5, it's hard to work multiple dogs. One dog is gonna be hard to work because in reality, you come home, you tired from your 9 to 5, and
It takes a lot of dedication,
yeah,
man.
it takes real dedication, and you gotta come out here to work this dog. You're gonna be like, man, I'll work on tomorrow. I'll get on tomorrow. I'll be feeling better tomorrow, and then that's taking a little bit out your keep. So a lot of the
That's
time,
why that's why I try to tell people if that's the type of attitude you're gonna have
yeah,
towards it, you better find some good partners
yep,
or be willing to pay a good man to work a hound. It's just
yep,
that simple, man. If you believe, and what trips me out about it is that I've seen throughout the years, the same per people that would slack like fuck on doing a keep and bring in a dog in terrible shape would cry about the stacks he lost on that, but at the same time, he wouldn't have sold you that fucking bulldog for the same amount of money he fucking lost and let somebody with good hands put on him.
mm-hmm,
That's
yep,
shit. That's just funny, man. It's funny,
yeah.
but it's happened hundreds of times. I've seen with my own eyes.
Hey, I'm gonna
I
tell you like this, man. I work. When I did my thing back in the days, I didn't really. I was in the street, so I didn't have a 9 to 5. I was able to do my thing with my dog, and
exactly.
even like that, when I was doing that, I still couldn't do. I'm talking about myself now. I still
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to do no 3 and 4 dogs. I maybe could do two with maybe if I got 2 treadmills, but when you start talking about the hand walking and stuff like that stuff going, you're gonna pretty much devote your time to one damn dog, and one dog gonna be a little in more better shape than the other dog is. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's just something I
You- you-
think, it's something I wouldn't try to actually put 2 or 3 dogs. 2 dogs I can work with, but
yeah.
you start talking about 3 and 4 and 5,
It's
then once
tough.
we
Yeah. It's tough.
yeah.
But I mean,
Mm-hmm.
typically most of the people, they might try to convince you that they doing it just all themselves, but they
Yeah.
ain't. I mean, like Ricky Jones, even. I mean, some people think he was doing all them dogs, he was doing the work himself. No, he was over there fucking throwing a little piece to fucking rockheads and telling them,
Yeah.
"Hey,
Yeah.
walk down to so and so and so and so, and be back in 3 hours."
Yeah.
And that's the truth. That I mean, people don't have to believe it. I mean, research it, find out, talk to some people for yourself. Yeah, that went on. But I'm gonna tell you that, yeah, Ricky was a snitch. Absolutely, 100% snitch. Snitch on dogs. Snitch on dope. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely, he did. But I mean, as far as competition, it wasn't gonna get no. If you beat him, motherfucker, you got a bad motherfucker. You better put a notch in your belt.
Anybody I hear mention his name, I always hear him say he was a hellified conditioner. You know, that's one thing I always hear when it
Oh,
comes to him.
don't handler too. Don't sleep on it.
Yeah,
Don't sleep on him. And that I mean, I wasn't fortunate enough to get to see a lot to do with him. I just know the things that Buddy's seen me and showed to me and told me. Um, that wasn't really exactly my era, but shit, fuck, I don't. I mean, to be honest with you, there wasn't much better. I mean, than him. And I
yeah,
mean, you're talking about a man. I mean, he didn't just do like 2 or 3 or 4 a year. I mean,
yeah,
for a lot of people, 2 or 3 or 4 a year. That's a pretty busy year for them. I'm talking about this man's doing 15, 20 a year for 20 plus years. You know what I mean? We
yeah,
talking about a lot of shit going on. I mean, to even try to fathom the amount of champions and grand champions that went through his hands is just retarded. I mean, it's the same with STP and Mr. T and those guys and shit like that up north. I mean, the amount of champions and grand champions that's went through their hands, it just was nuts. Fucking nuts.
Damn. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you rocking with us tonight, man. I ain't gonna keep you up here too much longer. Like I always tell the brothers, you welcome up at any time.
I
You know,
appreciate it. I'll stop in again and shoot the shit with you, man.
yeah, we got I could tell you got a lot of stories we could talk about, man. We can be here all night long. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be up here 5 or 6 hours. You
Ah,
know, and that shit'll damn go by. We already at 2.5. We know we
oh,
we
geez.
we jump on another dog man and another bloodline. We'll be in 3.5 in another minute, working on 4, man.
Yeah, I apologize.
Nah,
I
you good,
I
man. You
enjoy
good.
talking dogs here and there. Just
Oh yeah, oh
you
yeah.
know, it sometimes it's I might have a little age on me, but it's still addicting to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Hey, it's addicted, dog. That's why
And
I told them boys they got me back in it. I was doing my little training and stuff, man, but I just jumped to do my little dog TV stuff, and I started talking about them pit bulls a little too damn much. I said,
man,
man, shit. Hey,
people, you know what, man? I remember when I first got bulldog fever. I mean, there ain't nothing like it, man. It's like chasing. It's like a dope fiend chasing a crack addiction, man.
what? Boy, look here. I ain't
Mm.
gonna lie to you, boy. I tell them boys all the time. Back in my days, man, I have 2,500 in my pocket. And I know, like I said, I wasn't working, so I was doing the streets, and I can get it right back. Man, I'll go spend that, get me a damn dog. I might have a couple $100 left in my pocket, but I'll go get me a dog if I wanted it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Hey,
you just figure out how to flip those couple hundred again.
yeah, yeah. I had to have that dog, man, if it was one that I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I appreciate you rocking with us tonight, man, giving us some great
absolutely.
stories.
All right, side chat. I appreciate Pelican, man. You take it easy, brother. It's good to meet you and talk to you.
Yes, sir. You too, man. And big salute to everybody down in the chat. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Man, they've been rocking with us all night long. Everybody that's been listening to the video. You know what I'm saying? Uh, we just give brothers that bulldog talk, whether they like it or not. Some gonna like it, some ain't. Like I always say, man. Um, if you want to give your story or you want to have some critique, you had to be able to bulldog in them 90s, 80s, 70s, or 60s. We ain't arguing with you if you've been start bulldogging in 2013, 14. We ain't got no beef with you, no quarrels with you. What was you doing? What was you doing in them 90s is what we talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay safe out there, man. Y'all stay legal out there. Y'all have a great night, great evening. Just depends on where you're watching this video from, what continent you're on. All my folk in UK, I ain't shoot y'all no shout out. Salute all my folk in UK, man. All my folk in Canada, all my folk in Africa, Mexico, South America, all over, man. Hey, my folk in Romania, I'll be rocking with y'all, man. Y'all have a great night, man. PBK9. Hey, try there. Get your shit up, man. Get your motherfucking shit up. I had to wait till folk get off here, man. Get your shit up, dog, when you want to throw them side subliminals and all that stuff, man. Show you how to rock a dog channel tonight, folk. You know what I'm saying? Hemi James, you have a great night, man. Supreme Excellence. I hear you talking about you running that thing 5. You running 5 on the treadmill, and then you're running the dog 5 miles. 5 miles, man. Hey, salute to you, Supreme. Salute to you, big homie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, ain't nothing wrong with staying in shape, my brothers and sisters. You know? Yes, sir, man. Y'all have a great night, PBK9s, man, and I'm up out of here.